Awesome. What's going on, you brothers, man? What is going on? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport, back again for yet another classic live stream. I want to say first and foremost, before I go any further, brothers, please press a one if you can hear me right now in the live stream. How is my audio? Is my audio clean, crisp, and concise? Clean, crisp, concise, and consistent. The four C's. All right. Let me know right now, brothers. Let me know right now. Press the one in the chat. Who's in the building? Conrad Grant in the building. I see you, Conrad. Frank Harris, Mitch Jackson. Can I get one more one, please? Sean M. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Awesome. So, brothers, welcome to another classic live stream. I am a gracious host, Mr. International Passport. First and foremost, I want to say a huge thank you to those who have supported the channel over the past couple of years. Your support has been greatly appreciated. And of course, welcome aboard the new people to the channel. Those who like the video, subscribe. If you're new, I accept and I embrace and I welcome you with open arms. Okay. So, brothers, as you come in the stream, please press the like button. Please press that like button. It's very important. Please cash up. Please super chat. If you have any questions, you must cash up and super chat your questions until I open up the phone lines, etc. Cop the merch and of course support any way you can. Okay. So special announcement first before we go any further. Theo will be teaching a course later on this month, and he'll explain that down the stream. And me, I'll be teaching a Python IT course starting tomorrow. So if you want to be in that class, you must join the Patreon Diamond tier and send me a DM on the Patreon. Lets me know, hey IP, I want to be a part of the class. Okay. I am starting the Python IT classes tomorrow. If you want to be a part of that, please join the Patreon Diamond tier and send me a DM on there. Fantastic. So in this live stream, not only will we be, telling you brothers about IT and how important it is, okay, we're going to speak to Theo about his journey through IT and the trials and tribulations as to when he went from grass to luxury, everything that went wrong in his life and how that changed through being persistent, believing in the Lord, and being the genius that he is. He's a great man that he is today. Theo, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. Good to see you. Good to be back on here. I haven't been back here for a while. I want to say hello to the chat. Say hello to everybody. Glad to see you here. I've been doing the classes now for just about a year. So the second, I think the second Sunday in December is going to be the anniversary. So pretty happy with how things have gone. Have some pretty good results so far, and looking forward to moving forward in the future and making it even better.
Fantastic, bro. Thank you for that brief intro. Theo, do you mind giving us a brief introduction about yourself, who you are, where you're from, anything special about you as a man, Theo?
All right. So, what can I say? For myself, I've traveled all over the world. I've been in a zillion different countries. I was a passport bro in 1991. So when I started doing stuff in high school, when I left the United States in 91, I was in France. I met foreign women for the first time, basically as a teenager, and I was hooked. That was it. I was done. And then when I went to Russia, I had my first girlfriend there. It was Anna, and that was it. That ended the friend zoning. I was definitely friend zoned before, and I came back to America, and I was like, I had actually experienced what a relationship was supposed to be, and I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not even talking to women, and I never looked back. So I did 12 and a half years in Japan. Unfortunately, my Japanese wife died, so I returned back to America, kept on going, and did a lot of work all over the country and specialized in cloud computing. At one point, I was homeless, which was horrible. And when I was homeless, I came up with a way of dealing with corporations, a way of dealing with, contracts versus full-time employment versus benefits, and how to really deal with the system for what it was. So essentially what I did is we're talking code words here. I took the Crimson Capsule mainly first for companies, and I developed a method of dealing with companies as they are. And then I slowly kept on taking the Crimson Capsule for women and started to reprogram myself and recognize just how bad of a situation that I was in. But the woman area took by far longer to develop, but the company one, boom, it happened real quick. And that's because I had kind of the same mentality in Japan regarding companies. I recognized that if I didn't work, I didn't eat, and only I was responsible for paying my electric bill. And that was when I was in Japan. There was no backup whatsoever. So I had a very Crimson Capsule way of thinking. So if anyone, again, there's people here who have been my students who are on the chat. You will know that when I'm teaching, I definitely use a lot of Crimson Capsule ideas in the class, and I'm very brutal about them because it's a life and day, it's a life and death situation. I mean, how are you going to progress in your career and your personal life? If you don't apply it correctly, you're going to be stuck and stagnant. So I definitely push it because I recognized how I was stuck and stagnant, and I was like, "There's no way." Like, I teach you how to network. The whole idea of how to build your network so that you don't have to suffer like I did. I teach you that. And when I was homeless, I had to also think about why I was that way, and it was because my network wasn't there and I wasn't advertising myself. So I had to figure out how to really advertise myself to the right people. So I worked really hard. I got zonked really hard, but I came out of it. So now, you guys have, in the class, you guys have heard how much my salary is. It's well over $500,000 a year. I'll just keep it there for now. It's well over that. I have over $1 million in assets, and I'm successful now, but it wasn't like that. So I teach in the class, I teach what it's like to go from one stage to the other. Why Kevin Samuels talked about high value men and the way that he did. I use my personal example. I say, this is how I did it. This is what you have to look for. This is this is the mentality of the change in the process. Well, that's who I am. My career is diversified in real estate, crypto. I'm getting out of crypto a little bit right now. A little scary. And IT.
Fantastic. Great, incredible intro, Phil. Fantastic. So before we even touch upon the IT segment, I brought on Phil to bring him on here. Yes, he's successful right now, but it wasn't an easy road. IT has helped him be the man he is right now, but there were many bumps and tribulations along the way. So my first question to you, Phil, is how did it all start? How did it all start? Break it down for me, brother, by decade, year by year, not year by year, but decade by decade, as to where you started, where were you in that time period of life,
okay,
and how during that grass period, how was it like having nothing, struggling? Break it down for us, Theo.
I'll say, okay, I know I can do this for you. So, I'll say in the 90s, that's when I was building myself up for the big travel abroads. And the big thing was that I was getting the languages. So my languages were top notch. I mean, my language study was very important. That's what I did day in, day out. And then learning computers, learning computer science, economics, finance, accounting, international law, history, political systems. I had to learn all of that. So that's like most of the time I was just studying. And it was because let's just be honest, this is the way it was. Okay, so like when I was in the United States, I had a definite problem with the women. And I would look at them and I'd be like, who you are and who I am don't mix. And I don't know why this is, but it's not working. I would learn later on why this was going on, but I said this isn't going on. So I was like, I have conservative values, but I kind of agree with feminism. but I have conservative values here. So the conservative girls were thinking like, oh, you know, you are, you know, you're a little too weird. I want to go out with you. Whereas the liberal girls, they had an end count that was just too high for me. And I said, there is just no way. I don't want to deal with you. And so that was the first real problem I was having. Whereas when I was going abroad, again, I was dating a Russian, I dated a Syrian at the Sorbonne, and then I dated, Japanese girls. What I found were girls who had not only my family values, but my conservative values, but my outlook in life. It was like everything was perfect. And so I was thrilled to death to be with them. But with the American girls, it wasn't happening. So while I was in the United States, all I was doing was studying. So let's go to the next decade, which is, let's say, the O's. I'm in Tokyo, and um, I made my own company, and I'm doing IT security all over the place, working these huge contracts, having a great time. And I'm married. I have a Japanese wife, and I'm seeing all these things happen. I'm
Hmm.
seeing like this wonderful relationship. I'm seeing a wonderful marriage. I'm like, everything's set. It's great. So I'm noticing what it's like to start making, again, 150,000, 200,000, $250,000 a year. And I'm starting to think like, how do I really push this to go further? And it was a great time. I'm talking, it was wonderful. So at that time, for example, regarding Western women, I didn't recognize they existed. So when they were in Japan, they would be next to me. I'd be like, they were invisible. I didn't care. I only cared they were friends with me. Then I would talk with them. But they were. I always, you always see how these feminists in the United States say they want to be equal, and I'm like, go to Japan, you'll be equal real quick. We'll treat you just like a man and ignore you. So that's the way it was with them. It's amazing when you take away their sexuality; they're just like human flesh. That's it. So uh, that's what I was doing. I had this great time. I was traveling all over the world doing security for Japanese entities. So my wife died. That was horrible. She died in childbirth. The child also died. I went into a complete depression. I lost quite a lot. So I lost my company. I lost all cash flow. I was dysfunctional, and then the recession was going on. So that's why I lost it, because of the recession. And so I came back to the United States, and then I crash landed. Um, I dated another woman for a while, and I dated American women for a while. They're horrible. I went to Ukraine, brought somebody over, and did a complete crash after that point. I mean, it was a complete utter crash. And at that point, I looked at myself and I said, okay, I have to change, and I have to take the Crimson Capsule. And which that's exactly what I did. So I took the Crimson Capsule hardcore, and I redid my career, and I figured out how I was going to deal with the American labor market. And that was the first thing, like, make sure my cash flow is good. So that returned first, and then it was removing various problems that I had in my personal life. That took a while, dealing with a lot of mental health issues, which I did, in particular in relation to narcissism, being a victim of narcissism. So got rid of all that, and my income went from seven. Well, I was homeless at one point, so I was like, I had no income, right? So let's say my lowest that I had in 1 year was like $20,000, and I went from there to $500,000 in about 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it
So
was
Theo,
pretty hardcore. It was pretty hardcore
when
work.
when you were homeless, right? So
Hmm.
were you literally on the streets? You were
Yeah,
sleeping on the streets.
yeah.
Wow. How did you go from sleeping on the streets to, getting an IT job that changed, that made you money? Like, how did that work, bro? Like, when you were
Um,
still on the streets, how were you applying for jobs? Where were you staying when you got your job? Where were you staying when you got before getting your first salary? I mean, that's crazy, Theo. Break it down for me.
it was basically me networking, and I had a little bit of money. So, but it wasn't that much. I mean, I said a little bit of money. It was like enough to eat. But um, basically, I had my dogs, and so when I was sleeping at night, Um, I was worried because I mean there was a murderer going around killing homeless people. So I slept with the dogs in a certain way so that if somebody was coming near me, they would wake me up so I would be aware. But then there are also hyenas around in the area. Like no, there wasn't a hyena. It's kind of a coyote, and the coyotes eat dogs. So I had to protect my dogs from coyotes, and then they had to protect me from murderers. And I had a very different way of thinking about life at that point. And it was like I was responsible to get us out of that situation. So what I did was during the day, I would get to Starbucks as soon as I could and charge my computer up and then send resumes out and learn and then network myself again. And then I got great contracts. So then I was able to finally go to Texas and work there. That's what I did. So yeah, that was a good
Wow.
experience. Yeah.
So Theo, like crazy. So when you first got that offer, did you go for the interview in person? Where did
No,
you shower? Or
no,
what clothes were you wearing? Go on, bro.
it was all virtual online. I was wearing like this, like a t-shirt. um, I wasn't wearing anything so much. I mean, if I had to wear like a tie or something like that, well, I didn't have any ties. I wasn't wearing ties. So if I had to wear a polo shirt, what I did was I had a place. This is really bad if you really want to know. So I had a place where I actually hid my professional clothes. So I would just go there and take it real quick and use it. Like I would have a professional persona for like a face to face like interview online. And then once that went down, I think I was what was I using back then? I think I was using um, Skype calls. So once that went down, then I would go back and put the clothes away. And also, I had a gym membership, so I would go in there at least once a day to go take a shower, so I wasn't stinky. So I did
Mm.
that. It was a pretty horrible experience, and but I got out of it.
Did they? So let me ask this: when you were interviewing, did they know you were homeless, or you didn't tell
No,
them?
no, I
Okay.
didn't tell them. No,
Wow.
so eventually, I got a renewal of my contract. So because I got that renewal, I had to be in Plano. So that's how that worked. Yeah, I was over in Plano. Um, so did that. Went to Texas for a while, and that's how I started doing the recovery. It was really low. I mean, it was hard. It was hard work.
Wow. Were you homeless in California?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I think you mentioned that before. Wow, crazy, bro.
yeah.
Wow. So let me rewind that back a bit, Theo. Did you start working in IT in America, or was it Japan that gave you your first IT job?
Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was the IT scene there in Japan in terms of your standard of living,
Hmm.
salary wise, and the whole package, bro?
It was good. I mean, I was in a typical, as I advocate in the class, I was in what was called a gaijin house. So in order to get an apartment in Tokyo, it's extremely difficult, especially at that time. You usually had to put 6 months worth of salary down, and then you had to have a guarantor. You had to have this and that, and I there was no way I was putting 6 months of salary down for anything. I mean, I wasn't. Who knows? I mean, maybe I'd be leaving Tokyo tomorrow. So why am I put 6 months down? So I stayed in what was called a guest house, and it was only like $600 a month for me to stay there. It's what I recommend everybody doing if they're going to go to Japan. Go stay in a guest house. So I wasn't in anything extravagant, and I found out about this is how if you want to know how it really worked. So I was teaching English, and I didn't think I could actually work in IT. And one of my friends met me from Illinois. We went to the same university together, and we went out to dinner. And he was telling me, he was like, "What the hell are you doing, Theo? Like, why are you teaching English?" And I didn't tell him what my real thought was, but my real thought was in the back of my head was that I can't do it because I'm black. It's impossible. I can't teach in English. I can't work in IT.
Ah,
And but he was looking at me. He was like, What the hell are you doing? Like you're just stupid. Like why are you doing this?" So he kept on emphasizing this to me a lot. and he told me about the Microsoft certification program. And so all I had to do was get my certs from there, and then I can go get a job. And I was like, "It's that easy?" He's like, "Yeah." So when I found that out, I remember that train ride back home. Remember it's clear as day, like it happened yesterday. It was like Satori. It's like enlightenment. It just everything opened up, and I was like, I have the ability to get this without anyone else's control. I can go do it. So I decided to pursue the Microsoft certification program, which is what I did. I did it hardcore. And then this is an interesting story. It's kind of long, but while I was doing this, my visa expired and the company where I was working at wouldn't renew it. So I was actually a legal alien there for a while. And while I was an illegal alien, that's when I got certified in my 6 MCSE tests. And so I was trained in Microsoft to do that kind of work. And immigration found out about me, and they didn't deport me. They just said, go get a job. So I went out and I got a job working at a bank. And that's what I did. I mean, got my first job that way. And I told them, here's my contract. I have my certifications. And they said, immigration said to me, don't ever do that again. Make sure you keep your visa straight. They stamped it, and that was Friday, and then Monday I was at work.
Damn.
Well, that's how I got my first job in IT in Japan.
That's crazy. So when you got your first job in IT in Japan, bro, did they ask you about your residency there in Japan before giving you? And when you told them that your visa expired, what was the reaction? We can't hire you, or they saw the light in you and they hired you?
They said, to be honest, they said, we're taking you to immigration right now. So yeah, they were the ones who took me to immigration.
Wow.
So that was so they were really picky about that. So once they saw that I was honest, and they're like, okay, we'll keep on trying to get a job for you. We'll keep on promoting you, which is what they did. And again, I got it about a week later. Got the job about a week later. So it was great. I mean, I remember I was starving every day. I barely had any food. I had to walk over 4 miles from the train station to my work in order to go to work. And I didn't care. It was 4 miles of happiness for me. I was so happy to have a job in IT. I didn't even care. And yeah, just had the opportunity. I just remember how dead tired I was every day when I got home. I was like, nothing was left of me. I didn't care.
Wow. So incredible story there in Japan, Theo.
Mm-hmm.
Even I want to touch on dating there in Japan. Before we do that, I want to speak about, when did it first change for you? When did your life first change for you? When did you realize that, oh wow, this job is paying me well and my life has changed through IT? Was that in Japan, or was that when you came back to America? Break it down for me, Theo.
It was in Japan when it was when I was going for the CISSP. When that was going on, like I was at $85,000 a year, and I recognized that I could be a different professional. And I had the opportunity to actually have an international career, which was very different for me. So I studied the CISSP like day and night while I was dating my fiance, who would become my wife. And I mean, that's literally all I did, which it was like basically like wake up, exercise, go to work, study at work, study, text my fiance, go out to dinner with her, go to my second job, work there, and then go home and do it again. And that's all I did. It was really hard. And when I finally passed the CISSP, my salary went from $85,000 a year working 3 jobs to $120,000 a year working 1 job with full benefits.
Wow.
Yeah. And when that happened, that's when I knew I was free. Like, I was like, I can go home, I can go to America and work there, I can go to England and work there, I can go to France, I can go anywhere, I can go to Singapore, I have this certification. I can go anywhere in the world and work. And now it's totally opened, and I can be a consultant. And that's what I did.
Fantastic, bro. And with that, right, you earning that much money, you in a high status field. How did Japanese women treat you? Did you let them know that you earn that much money and you're in IT, or did they know that you are a high value man based on how you presented yourself? Let me know, bro. How
I,
was dating for you
I,
there, earning that kind of money?
I have, man, there is so much stuff with that back then. So although I did have some crimson capsule in me, I was pretty beta-tized. I was pretty blue pill. So I was, again, well, this is kind of, I'll explain it. I was doing everything I could for my fiance. So I loved her, and she was the center of my world. So when I hit $120,000 a year, the sad thing was that she said that anyone can do that, and it wasn't any big deal. And I was 28 years old making $120,000 a year as a foreigner in Japan. It was a pretty hardcore success, but she didn't think it was anything big. That was unfortunate because it damaged our marriage without a doubt, because it put too much stress on me. But what I do remember was that when I did have the ring on my finger and I had like swagger, because I was very confident because I was successful in my career. That I remember when the Japanese women looked at me differently on the trains. I remember that a lot. Like, they would start hitting on me a lot more. I was like, really? There's a ring on my finger. You see the ring on my finger? And they were always talking to me, giving me hints. I was like, really? Really?
So
You
you had
should
a
have
ring on
done
your
it.
finger that was engraved swagger.
Yeah,
And yeah,
swagger. I had some swagger going on. Uh, I was happy. I was thinking I was the man. But
was that sorry? So, hold on, was that your engagement ring?
yeah, no, my marriage ring. Like, actually got
Oh,
married. Yeah.
okay.
So when I had that on my finger, many more women looked at me.
Ah,
Yeah. Well, you know what was bad? When I couldn't take my wedding ring off after my wife died, and so it was still there all the time because I couldn't take it off for a period of time. And girls would ask me about my wife, and I said she died, but I can't take the ring off. And then the girls were like, "Oh, I'll date you." I was like, "I
oh
can't
my
deal."
goodness.
I was like, no, 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 I can't deal with you, man. No, I can't. That's just too much of manipulation. I can't do it.
Damn. So going on from that field, so you lived a great life in Japan.
Hmm.
What happened after Japan? I mean, what made you leave Japan? Why did you not, push on to become CEO or CTO in Japan? You're clearly smart enough to do that field.
Okay,
What happened there in Japan?
so
And yeah,
there is a glass ceiling in Japan with management and contracts. So I'll give you two reasons why I didn't do it. Well, besides the recession. So the recession came and destroyed my company because I lost a lot of contracts with companies that were going through restructuring or received government funds in 2008, 2009. So that was it. There's nothing I could do about it. I was screwed over. But I could have diversified, and I had plenty of other contracts. So one of the things that I did was I always tried to be the man when I was selling something, and I tried to be the center of things, and that was wrong. What I should have done was try to add value to other people or to make other people look good. And because I didn't do that, that was a critical business mistake that I made in Japan. Because of that, I didn't get networking through my company, and so therefore we lost money. So that was a big thing. So that was my fault. I had to take that L. I had a lot of late nights, me walking around at night thinking about it, like, okay, that's why that happened. The other reason why is because at about $250,000 a year, um, you start having a glass wall, particularly for me in management and the projects that I was doing. And they're like, we can hire a Japanese person to do this. Why are we giving this money to you? You're a foreigner. And it's kind of true. So at a certain point, even the Japanese have this. If you want to make more than that, you need to go to the United States. So I knew this. I knew about this, and I knew that I needed to go back. So I was pretty sure I was going to go to Texas, to be honest. So it was just a question of time before I went.
Okay, awesome, bro. So you left Japan what year?
I finally left Japan. What is it? What 2011?
Okay, and
Yeah,
then you moved, and that's when you experienced the homelessness. Was it after you came back from Japan, or was it
yeah.
before Japan?
It was in 2011. That's where I like every a lot of bad things happened in 2011,
Okay.
and so I went back to Japan for a little bit to take care of some of my other affairs, and I didn't have my full-fledged return back to America until 2012. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Awesome, bro.
I got slammed. I got slammed pretty hard, but the reason I got slammed is because of my decisions. I took full ownership of it. I got slammed because I made a series of bad decisions, and that was because I was so miserable because I lost my wife. So I had to sit back and say, look, make the right decision. Like don't add to the fire. It's pretty bad for you, right? So like make the right decision and at least advance your life and then try to clear out what happened. Like, try to deal with the trauma of losing your wife. Okay, so deal with that slowly and slowly. That's what I did. It. I got a program in place to actually deal with that.
Okay, okay. I don't want to go too deep into that, but unless you want to speak on that field, please.
Oh, I can. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't
So
mind talking about
how
it.
did you get over the trauma of sadly losing your wife, bro? Was it through
I
therapy?
um no, it wasn't. It wasn't through therapy. It was accepting the situation and what happened beforehand, and accepting certain events that happened, but also um, I put serious mental blocks in my head so that I wouldn't like constantly remember it all, but I was just doing it piece by piece. So every year I would just take off, I would take, like, I would treat a little bit more of what happened
Hmm.
and just slowly dealing with it. But I'm going to say, while I was doing that, I had joined the Crimson Capsule movement and I was looking at what I had done before. So I'll just give it to you real quick. I'll give this one situation. So after she died, again, I'm in my house. I'm miserable. I'm in Tokyo. I'm miserable. This is a pretty bad situation. Um, I like I started watching Robotech again, and I've been a pretty big Robotech fan my entire life. And one of the things I thought was, why was it that I didn't even see Robotech the entire time I was in Japan as an adult? That makes no sense. And I had this wife, and we didn't even watch Robotech together. And I looked at other anime, and we only watched the anime that she liked, but I never watched the anime that I liked. And what I started recognizing was that there was no self, there was no Theodore when I was in Tokyo.
Hmm.
The whole time I had just been thinking about how to make money in order to get married and how to basically do wealth transfer. So like make a lot of money, support the wife, love the wife, support the wife. And it was a very like gynocentric way of thinking about things. And I wasn't thinking about myself. I wasn't thinking about who I was as an individual. I was just thinking about how to love and support her. And I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, this isn't correct. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. I need to have a personality. I need to be Theodore. Like, but who is Theodore? That's how it started. That was the summer of 2008.
Okay, awesome, bro. So you're in America, you get your
Mm-hmm.
first job, you're not homeless anymore. Fantastic. When things start changing for you, bro, in terms of okay, you start earning more money, your life changed, you start living in luxury. What was that turning point in America, and what year was that where you're like, oh wow, like I've really bounced back, but I've bounced back really hard now. I'm the man now, I'm the boss now.
Boss. Um, I would say when I hit 300,000 in 2017. So it wasn't in 2013. I hit 125,000, but I didn't believe it because it was so hard. Like what I had gone through was so bad. So 2014, I was at 240. 2015, I was about 275. 2016, I was just at 300,000. And then 2017, I actually hit 300,000. So that was about the way it was. And it wasn't really until I got that first full year of 300,000 that I started thinking, okay, something's different now. This is a different way of thinking about things. I'm in a different dispensation. And it was in combination with the manosphere. So I was doing all of these crimson capsule changes in my life. I was establishing who I was, and basically I was removing all gynocentric thought from my head, 100%. And what I was recognizing was gynocentric thought was actually holding me back, and I could do by far more than what they thought I could do. It was kind of like, it's kind of like having a female personal trainer. So a female personal trainer doesn't really know how strong a man's body is. So she'll have you do things. I like having female personal trainers sometimes because they're good for like lean muscle mass. But when I have a male trainer, that's usually when my muscles just become huge because he's like, I know you can do 5 more sets. I know you can do 50 more pounds. I know you can put on another 100 pounds in that. You're being lazy. And he pushes me. Whereas the female trainer doesn't do that. Well, I recognized that gynocentric thought in my head, I'd had this for decades, was actually putting me into like a mental prison, and I needed to remove all of it. So I did, and I was like, okay, now go ahead and go full throttle. Go as hardcore as you want. And I remember that I made 300,000, then about 340, and then 375. And then the pandemic hit, and I went from there to well over $500,000. If you're my student, you know how much I made. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to say it on a live stream, but it was well over $500,000. And when the $500,000 happened, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, something's different. Okay, all right, okay. This is. I could do something now.
Incredible, bro. And this is all through IT. Wow.
IT, yeah, some real estate, some crypto, some good investments, a lot of good decisions, but a lot of it was IT, like IT based. And it wasn't, I just want to say this to you guys who are listening. If you look at what Kevin Samuels said about high value men, one of the things that he said, he didn't say it on his channel so much, but he said it on other people's channels. One of the things he said about high value men is that high value men have got to have a massive failure. And my failure was spectacular. It was just huge. And the man learns how to act differently when the failure happens. So for myself, I recognize the value of a network. I recognize the value of doing things together. So if you will see, like, again, some of you guys know who I am. I'm Theo Laff. I've been on various platforms. You notice I don't have my own platform. You notice that, like, I go to other people's platforms and I add value to them, but I don't put myself at the center, right? This comes very much from what I learned from losing and my failure evaluation, and saying adding value is more important than actually having my own cash flow. If I add value to others, it'll come back to me, and that's what I've done, and it's worked spectacularly. So that's, again, I don't want to be at the center. And when I looked at Japan, I was like, because I was at the center, I failed. If I had put other people at the center and I supported them, I would have been just fine. And that was my failure. Right. So that's what I do. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful breakdown there, Theo. And
thanks.
You're currently living, let's say, in luxury. You're doing well. And we love hearing that. We love seeing Black men specifically do that, right? And me and Theo have chosen IT to be the best route for Black men to live great lives, travel, and be the foreign woman of their choice, right, of their need. And this goes into our next point. Yeah, we're going to speak more about Theo's life, but it goes on to about IT and getting into IT. Theo, can you break down? There's a course you want to speak about, Theo, that you're teaching. in the next coming weeks. What course is that, brother? Why should black men do it? What have you seen
Okay.
personally that black men should do it? And when is that starting, bro? Break it down for us.
So one of the things that I did was I started doing cloud computing when I was in the United States. To be honest, I actually started doing cloud computing in Japan. I didn't think it was anything. I didn't think it was a big thing, but I thought it was kind of cute. But I thought it was useful, but I never thought it would become big. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like liking Chelsea when we're talking about football. You know, I didn't think they would be a thing. You know, it's kind of a cute thing, right? But Chelsea's big now. Okay, so I did the cloud, and it was because I needed to do it for other purposes, with web application firewalls, which is where I'm very good at. I'm actually very specialized at. And what happened was that I recognized how easy it was, and I could teach other people how to do it. So I also recognized that the traditional data center model had died. So there really wasn't, like, the new jobs that were coming out, they weren't going to be traditional data center based. They were going to be cloud based. So when COVID hit, I just saw all these, you know, everybody's working remote. I saw all these cloud jobs, and I was like, this is it. So I retrained myself. I became cloud centric, and then my salary just doubled. Basically, it just went through the roof. So what I recognized is that I could teach other people how to do this, and that you didn't need a university degree. You didn't need a boot camp. What you needed was Udemy. You needed a book, and you needed a teacher. That was it. So I'm in the Black Manosphere. I'm operating there, and I started telling people how much money I was making, and you got all these people saying, you know, it's impossible. I'm making that much money. I'm lying. I'm faking. And I'm like, no, I'm not. This is how much money I'm making. Like, in 1 month, this is how much I'm making. It's a huge amount. And I kind of just had this reflection point, and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being the only Black person in my group, or the only Black male. I'm tired of being in areas where, like, Black women are there, but they're there because of government programs. But I'm there because, like, I'm the top engineer, or I'm like the top architect. So I worked my way in there. There's no affirmative action for me. So I'm tired that I'm always like, hey there, hey Naughty Bear. I'm tired that I'm always like this top dog who's alone. I mean, the only Black person, or the only American. I'm sick of it. And then the way we've had this model was, you have Black women coming in through affirmative action, and then you have men from India coming in because they're so great at IT. And I was like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And then I thought of it. I was like, okay, like you, IT, like IP. I understand your English really well. When you speak, I understand what you're saying, right? We can communicate. How many times I'm sitting there with somebody from India, and I don't understand what they're saying, and I'm like, dude, like, okay, I know it because, like, I'm fluent in Japanese, and I was in Japan. I know what it's like not to say something correctly, but my accent in Japanese is pretty damn good. What is wrong with you people? Like, you can't say my name. You can't say the. Okay, they always, I gotta say my name is Theodore. They say it's Peter. I'm like, it's not even Peter. Stop it. So I just got tired of it. I was like, you know what? I would rather have Black men working with me than, like, anybody else. So why don't I just open the class up? Why don't I make a class and teach Black men how to get in there? And then at the same time, I can work to change the narrative, because I know that if I get enough Black men into IT, then when they're on these, like, YouTube streets, they're going to be able to stand up against a lot of these people and say, no, I've got a job, 6 figures, and a big deal. So I created the class in order to change the narrative, and also to have more Black men working in cloud. The other reason I decided to do it was, that's right, it was to increase the passport bros, because I knew that I had worked abroad before. I knew these guys, if they work in cloud, they can work in another country. so then they could be dating amazing women abroad. So I was like, it's a win-win situation. Why don't I do this? I'll just do it for free. That's it. I don't need money. I got plenty. That's how this actually started.
Fantastic, bro. And before we speak about Phil's upcoming course, I want to read a couple of super chats and cash apps. Hold on there. So
Sure.
I got a few cash apps here. Phil first. Shout out to Mr. Jeremy Sears for the £21.11 cash app. Thank you, bro, for the support. Much appreciated. Supporting my interest. Thank you, bro, for the support. Hall of Fame member. Appreciate you, Jeremy Sears. Thank you very much, bro. Awesome. Who else? Shout out to Mr. Dennis Z. Chavors III for the £4.22 cash app. Thank you, bro. He says, ask Theo what part of Illinois he is from, please.
What? Who's that?
Some guy on the cash app. He said, what part of Illinois are you from?
Who's the person's name?
Dennis Z. Chavors III.
That's weird.
You don't have to answer it.
No, Champaign-Urbana.
Champaign-Urbana. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana. That's my university. That's my alma mater. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Theo. Shout out to Jeremy Sears again for the £8.46 cash app. Thank you, bro, for the support. Much appreciated, bro. Thank you very much. Awesome. Got a couple cash apps here. Hold on, Theo.
Sure.
Let's go up. Shout out to Mr. Conrad Grant for the $2 super chat. Hi, IP. Fam, showing support for the stream. Blessings to you too, bro. Thank you very much for the support, Conrad Grant. Much appreciated. Shout out to Mr. Isaiah Compass for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Isaiah. Good evening. Are you still in Japan? Nope. Theo is not in Japan. He is back in the United States of hell.
So I go back and forth between Sao Paulo and the United States.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Jeremy Sears for the $30 super chat. Thank you, Jeremy, again for the support. Much appreciation to you. Much love. King Theo and Brother IP. Yes, indeed. Long live King Theo. Thank you very much, Jeremy Sears. Shout out to Mr. Spirit Detective with the Yu Hakusho AVI. I see you, bro, with the $2 super chat. Could we have more info on the consultancy? I'm guessing your company in Japan, bro.
That's weird. Why would you want to know info on the consultancy? That doesn't make sense. So I'm not working as a consultant in the United States, that's for sure. So if you want to know about the class, keep on listening. That's
awesome.
That's the easiest way to do it.
Thank you, Theo. Thank you, Spirit Detective. Shout out to Mr. Isaiah Compass for the $2 super chat. When did you make six figs?
I started making six figures when I was 28 years old in 2002. And that continued until I was 35. So when I was 35 was the last year that I made $250,000. And then the hell happened, all the trouble. And I didn't get back to 100,000 until 2013. But between there, it was pretty bad. It was very bad. Just incredibly low levels.
Now Theo's back on top. Thank you very much, Isaiah. Appreciate you, Theo. Shout out to Mr. Thomas Demihin for the £1.79 super chat. Thank you, Thomas. Salute IP and Theo. Being multi-cloud is great. Flames, yes, indeed. Thank you, Thomas. AWS, Azure, and GCP. The trifecta. Shout out to Jeremy Sears for the $5 super chat. Thank you, bro, again for the support. 5th time tonight. Much appreciation to you, Jeremy Sears. Thank you, bro. Awesome. Shout out to the Naughty Bear for the $10 super chat. Theo Waff, the torchbearer, adding that value. Moto Grazi BB. Thank you, bro. Is that a human being, or is that actually a bear speaking? I'm not too sure, but
yeah, I know who that is, and at first I thought it was a prankster, but we actually had a Zoom call. He's a very good guy. He's going to be a very good student in my next class, so I like him. But at the beginning I was like, "What the hell, man?" But yeah, he's good. He's good.
Thank you, Naughty Bear, for the support. Appreciate you, bro. And welcome to the movement, Naughty Bear. Thank you very much. So those are all the super chats so far. Fantastic. So great breakdown in Japan and America. Thank you, Theo. Now let's speak about, you know, the lifestyle of an IT bro, IT passport bro, funded through IT, right? Which is what we want to get black men. We want to flood black men into IT, right? Because I find that there you go, bro. It's the passport right there.
Mm-hmm.
We find that, you know, other groups of people, they are known for working in certain industries. I ain't gonna name names before I get labeled something. Like if you see happening to, you know, Kanye, etc., etc. You know, it's Kyrie. I'm gonna keep out of that. But other groups of people are known for working in certain industries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Black men are not known for working in an industry and dominating it. So essentially, we want black men to dominate IT.
Mm-hmm.
Theo, what is the lifestyle of an IT passport, bro? What can you afford? How does it allow you to have freedom? The woman you get. Break it down for us, Theo.
If you do it the way I advise you to do it inside the class, I have a specific manner of doing this inside the class. I'll teach you guys. If you take the class, I'll teach you how to do it. Then it's fun. I mean, it is freaky fun. So you're going to be in a different country, pretty much the country of your choice. And you're going to wake up in the morning. If you want to go to the beach, go ahead. You exercise, then you get your VPN up. You make sure that you're authenticating correctly, and then you go to work. Nobody knows that you're in another country, and you do your whatever work you need to do. You need to do usually by a Scrum or Agile environment. So you get your points done. You make sure everybody's happy and everything is good. Then I mean, the day is over and you're in another country. You're literally in another country. So it's not like you have to dream about going someplace else. You walk outside the door, you are there. And at that point, you're going out and dating someone who's amazing, or you're like for myself, I usually bring my bike when I go. So I'm riding my Cannondale someplace amazing, going for a nice ride, going out to dinner. It's usually really cheap. The food is really cheap out there, so you can get, particularly what different countries, under $10. You can get a full-on dinner that's just wonderful, healthy, nothing authentic. Sorry, nothing artificial. It's all perfect. So you go ahead and have your food, and you go back. You go back to your home, and that's what it is. The weekends are out of this world. The weekends are just a total blast. You get to go out. You get to have fun. I mean, it is. You're with authentic people. Last time I did this, I was going. What was it? I was going to the gym, and then I was doing CrossFit, and then I was going to Liberdade, and I was going out with Japanese, Brazilian people and having fun, and riding my bike, and then looking for a place to buy a condo, and then I was going on drinking sometimes, and then just taking an Uber back home, and it was great. I mean, there was no problem. It's like, particularly if you do it the way that I tell you to do it, you'll become a global 1%er immediately. And people say, well, I'm already a global 1%er. I'm like, no, you're not living that way right now. Let me show you how it's done. You go out abroad and you're going to be a global 1%er. And I do, in the class, I do teach about different ways about not only working, but also approaching women. So, yeah, I guess that's another question. But, I'm not about saying like, oh, how rich I am or anything like that. I'm really low key. So, I mean, look at my clothes I got on right now. I've got Nike on, right? This is just a breathable shirt. I got my shorts on. This is what I usually wear when I'm in another country. If I'm going to go out someplace nice, I wear some jeans with some nice shoes, but I don't wear anything over the top. And that's particularly because when I recovered from my hell and I started becoming a high value man, like when I started making over $300,000 a year, I remembered what it was like being homeless and what it was like being poor. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that flashy kind of life. So I make sure I have my insurance. I've got my benefits. I got everything right. I got my personal trainer. I got my weights. I got my health. And I make sure I eat organic food. And then after that, I'm saving some money. and then I'm having a normal life. I'm having a very normal, balanced life. And the value of having a normal, balanced life is just unbelievably high. So when I'm in another country, that's what I'm doing too. It's just that the prices are really cheap to have a normal value, a normal life. So like I might go into a restaurant and nobody knows that I'm a millionaire. They don't need to know that. Like they'll find out, they'll figure out I'm American. I'm pretty big. So I'll speak in broken Portuguese. It's still not there yet. And they're like, oh, they're still, oh, hey, how you doing? I sit there and just sit there and have fun with them. Eat some food, have some barbecue at the restaurant. Maybe they have some dogs there. I sit there and pet the dogs. I get some beer. I start talking to some women. I know, it's just fun. It's just like a fun, functional time. They don't know that I'm a millionaire. They don't know that I can afford everything. I don't say that. I just say, for example, if there's a girl that I was like, I'll pay for her bill. That's it. 'Cause I'm a gentleman. They're like, oh, it's so nice, and that's it. I go back to my hotel room. So it's very low key, and that's why I think everybody should travel. It's just being, you're having a great life, but you're low key about it. But you're richer than they are. Oh yeah, you blew them out of the water financially.
Damn, great lifestyle there. Hold on, Theo.
Mm-hmm.
Mufasa, I think your name is Dennis on the Cash App. I read you out, bro. But let me know if you want me to read you out again. Shout out to Mufasa, good brother out there in the States. Shout out to you, bro. So fantastic, bro. So going on from that, Theo, right? Obviously, we want as much black men to live wonderful, successful lives, high value lives, healthy lives, lives where they are free, away from Keisha, away from Becky, away from these crazy women, dealing with foreign women, having that flexibility to travel wherever they want to and live in any country and remote work there. The IT course you're teaching, do you mind telling us more about that? What you're teaching, when it'll
Okay.
start? Give us the details, Phil, and how we can get into
So
it.
what I do is I teach you. I start with AWS Cloud, and we work on the basics of the cloud and actually how it works. And most of it's engineering first, making sure that you can actually do cloud work, some basic work, and get something functionally working. And then I lead you through the certification process, which is kind of what we're doing tomorrow. After that, oh Thomas, after that, I looked at your LinkedIn. So we go through your LinkedIn, we go through your resume, we go through your interview prep, and I show you how to actually go out and get the job. But while we're doing that, we're going through what's called Solutions Architect Associate, which is the next certification. And then I'm also helping you to do Terraform, to do Azure, to do GCP. Especially this next class, there'll be a big expansion into GCP.
Mm.
And I'm trying to teach you how to deal with certain environments. And you got to work. It's not easy. I mean, you got to work on the class. I give you homework assignments that are not easy to do. They're challenging, but the reason is because I want you to be successful. And so there's sometimes that I'm doing a test prep for you. Sometimes I'm doing a work prep for you. And so you have to use Udemy, which is there's a guy named Stefan Malik, and he has a lot of great courses on Udemy regarding to the cloud. So you have to use that for your visual. Like you got to listen to him, and you got to read a book. But then I come in, and my value add that I do is I look at where you're making mistakes, and I show you why you're making the mistake, and I correct it. And there's a lot of corrections that I need to do. So if you've been inside the classes, you see me going after people. I'm like, why are you doing it? Like, did you watch the video? Because the video says to do it this way. Why are you doing it differently? This is the way it is. Usually for the cloud, it's just any kind of computing. It's like this. There's only one way to do something. It's very black and white. Now I do put my little spin on it for how to do like certain cloud work from an organizational point of view. So it's a little different from what Stefan does, but it's pretty much the same. I'm just trying to make it easier. So we're trying to get you specialized in AWS. The actual goal is to get you specialized in architecture and then DevOps, and then also move you into a specialty in the cloud that you like to do. So like, for example, everybody listening, IP here, he's teaching a class on Python, right? So that means IP here knows a lot about Python. I kind of know a little bit about Python, but I'm not at professional level that IP is at. Some of my students are going to become programmers. Great. Some of them are going to become machine learning specialists or analytics specialists. Great. Some are going to become database specialists. Some are going to become full stack. That's fine. What I do is I'm like, hey, I'm going to give you the introduction into the cloud so that you can at least get a job over $100,000 a year. And then once you're actually working, then you can start thinking about how to specialize or how you want to navigate. But if you're thinking about how you want to navigate, but you got crap cash flow, who cares? So I kind of beat you out of that. Like, I want you at a good cash flow. And just on one point, over 30 of my students have passed the basic AWS certification. Another 15 have gotten SAA, over 15 actually at this point. And my students have told me how much more money they're making now as compared to last year. And the net increase in wages from my students have told me has been over $3 million.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm rocking it. I'm doing it. Yeah, I don't play around. I do tell people how to deliver and how to get it done. And then I have at least 11 students right now who are in other countries working.
There you go, brothers, man. And Theo will be teaching his course in conjunction with my Python course. I'll tell you a bit about my Python course, brothers. I'll be teaching a Python course starting from tomorrow on Sunday, EST Eastern Time. So if you're interested in learning Python and complementing Python with AWS and cloud and any other aspects of IT, join my Python class. Make sure you subscribe to the Patreon Diamond tier. And when you subscribe to the Patreon Diamond tier, send me a DM on Patreon letting me know, hey, IP, I'm interested in the Python class, okay? I am starting that tomorrow. So it's best for you if you join today or Sunday, tomorrow morning. If you're serious about it, I'll be teaching it tomorrow on Sunday, okay? I'm going to go ham. We've got 2 more months here before the year ends, okay? If you learn Python, if you learn AWS before, by the time this year ends, you are setting yourself up for success in 2023. Let me repeat that, brothers. Right, 2 more months, right? If you learn AWS in conjunction with Python, 2023, you're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill it in 2023. Speak on that, Theo.
Yeah, that's entirely correct. So the hiring for cloud, at least in the United States, starts really picking up in April. So the way that Lisa does for my market, from April to June, it's like hotcakes. They're hiring like crazy. So it's like basically the new fiscal year has started. They've got new budgets, so they can hire new people. Now, when you're doing AWS, there is something called a Lambda. Go ahead and put the book up here for Lambda, AWS Lambda. There's something called a Lambda, which allows you to automate processes. But my favorite language for programming Lambdas is Python. It just gets the job done. Python is a fantastic one. So that's why, again, I look at this as being like just a value add. If you're actually learning Python with IP and then you're learning AWS with me, then you're going to be able to go in there and kick butt. I'm serious. You're going to be able to really learn this. And then you're going to have your certifications and your resume and your LinkedIn all redone by the end of March. So you might have 2 certifications, but plus you actually understand how Python works and you know how to do Lambdas. When you're going into that job market at the end of March, beginning of April, you're going to look great. And you're going to get a lot of people, a lot of recruiters going for you. So I tell people how to actually, yes, Thomas, you're correct. I tell people how to actually prepare, how to position yourself in the job market, and actually how to get the jobs. I also tell people, let me just tell this a little bit, how not to be complacent. So I see guys who are making like they do cloud work, they get a job for $90,000 and then they stop. And I'm like, stop that crap. $90,000 ain't crap. Like, you need to go much higher than that. I can get you to 200,000. Like, follow my method. Push yourself. And they're like, no, man. And I'm like, no, you're one accident away from being unemployed. I know it. And so it's like, why are you doing it like that? I mean, really, bro. So I will push you to be successful because I want you to be successful. I had again, I got a good friend of mine. He totally failed, and he was unemployed for a while. Took the class with me. He went from being unemployed to making like 220 a year, and now he's back in Brazil, and he's talking. He sends me pictures every once in a while. I'm not going to tell you what they are because they're rather what can I say, adult themed. But he's having a great time. So apparently, so are the women. He's going crazy. So it's definitely possible if you apply. You can get a lot of success.
Fantastic, Theo. So when does your course start, Theo? When are you planning to do it again?
November 22nd. So I'm going to say this again. People who are listening on the stream, the reason why this is important is you need to get into the class. So there is a link. I'll give it to IP real quick. But there's a registration group you need to go into first, and then I need to do a Zoom verification of you to make sure you're not crazy. And also I need to have your cam needs to be on because there are a lot of people out there trying to mess with my class. And I'm like, okay, black men coming together to advance themselves. Oh no, we're gonna mess that up. It's amazing that in America, it's the liberals, especially the liberal women, who are the biggest blocker. And they're going around saying we support our black brothers. I'm like, no, you're not. Don't even tell me about that. You're not doing it. So I get out of here. So I got people like trying to get into the group, not having profile photos, just trying any way to connive themselves in. And I'm like, man, if you don't show your profile photo and if you don't show yourself on cam, you're booted. And I said, I'm not even dealing with you. No, they think it's a game. I'm like, it ain't a game. It ain't going to be a game when I send like 300 of these excellent, finely trained black men abroad and they're not dating Western women whatsoever. And then they're changing the narrative on YouTube. Yeah, we'll see what happens then. Usually these post-wall whales out there giving us trouble. I hate them.
Oh man, it's crazy, man. Nothing ain't stopping black men from achieving great things. Nah, hell no.
Yeah.
We gotta make it to the top. We gotta dominate. We gotta thrive, and we have to succeed. There's no stopping brothers from doing that. So awesome. Theo will send me the link. I will share the link with you, brothers.
Yep, there it is.
Hold on. Let me see.
Yep.
Awesome.
There's one area where I'll say this real quick. There's one area where I see that black men could definitely specialize, and this is in cloud risk assessment, audit, and compliance. It's a very good area. It's very stable, and the jobs start around 135,000. So more than one of my students has gone into this area. So I'm thinking like, why wouldn't we want to dominate that one area itself? Because we can do it.
Fantastic. So brothers, if you have any questions, please cash up and super chat your questions. If not, please wait until I open up the phone lines for you to call in and ask questions. Okay. Fantastic. So thank you for letting us know about that, Theo. So this is great, bro. I want to say what you're doing for the brothers is amazing. So you have my thanks directly, Theo. It's much appreciated. So, I'm operating on a timeline where we get brothers working in November, power through to the end of the year, and then the months, February, March, brothers can do the exam, and and just feel confident in themselves. That's not too far away. And I want to tell brothers, it's all about being consistent and executing, right? You may feel like, okay, March is a long time away. Brothers, it's literally 4 months away. We are beginning 2023. We got to start making boss moves. We got to start making boss moves, man. I mean, the world isn't waiting for us. We have to go out there and grab what we want from the world. Okay? Speak on that, Theo.
I totally agree. So guys, you got to take the chance and you've got to go through and work on this. And again, I've had around 80 students. Not all of them have gone through the course. Some of them have stopped work, have stopped. And what they got to do is what they did was sat back and watched the guys who did finish the course. And they saw those guys get jobs for over $100,000. And then to sit back and say, why didn't I continue? And this is exactly correct. You've got to continue on. This is a free class. Like normally this is thousands of dollars. It's a lot of money. This is free. You get to go in there, learn, study, become a better person, and then you get to go in an area where you can specialize. And guys, it's not important. It's not only important for you as an individual. It's important for us in the Black manosphere to be able to lift ourselves up. So I mean, if you're looking at St. Kevin Samuels, he spent those first 3 years berating men and saying, "Get your money up, get your health right. I got to work on that myself. Improve yourself and become the best man that you're supposed to be." This is all a part of that. This is what the theme. This is what it's based on. I want you to be the best version of yourself. And then when you are hitting that best version of yourself, I want you to dominate. I want you to be absolutely elite. I want people to be saying that you're the first person to get the job. Like you are very much on the first person who they're looking at for any kind of position. Kind of like the way I am right now. So when I'm applying for a job, I'll probably go up against 15, 20 other candidates. I'm either number one or number two candidate, almost always. And I want you to be like that. I want you to be like, yeah, I got that job. It was easy. Like no one else can compare against me. I want you to be crushing it. But in order to do that, you got to put in the work. And it's a lot of work. You got to put in a lot of studying. And if you do it, if you work hard, you'll be fine. Now, I had to put in the studying twice. I had to do it once in America, and I had to do it once in Japan, and then once in America. I had to pay the price twice. But I did, and it's dude, I've got three. I mean, I got 3 iPad Pros in here. Like, I know I have 3. So in case I forget one downstairs, there's another one upstairs. I don't care. So I can just flip the other iPad. I've got 4 rooms upstairs. Each one of them has an iPad Pro with different versions. Like, that's the way it is. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go do that. I mean, look, I got crazy stuff. People know my earphone collection. I've got this crazy earphone collection. It's really fantastic. I can buy stuff like that. I don't care. It's nice not having to worry about money. I go into a restaurant and like people tell me about inflation, although I have started to notice that. But people say like, oh, the steak is $100. I'm like, I don't care. I could buy 10 of them. I mean, how about I do that? How about I buy one for myself and get another 9 and give it to the homeless outside? Like, I don't even care. Like, it's just, I just don't, like, we're talking about going on a date. I always pay for it. I don't have to worry about it. I've got plenty of cash. I want you guys to be that way. Just be like, my time is more valuable. Like, the cash is always there, but my time is a limited asset. So I want, another thing I also want is, it's just disappointing to me when I hear Black men who are so complacent with salaries. So for example, they'll say like $60,000 is a lot of money. I'm like, no, it's not. $60,000 is a bonus. Okay. So that's what it is. $60,000 is a yearly bonus. A lot of money starts at 300,000, goes above there. I want my students to think that way. I want them to live that. I want them to be like, yeah, Theo's right. This is the 3rd year this has happened. I'm kind of used to it. I know what that kind of cash flow is like. It's no big deal. I know how to get great shoes. I know how to buy great food. I know how to work in this way. It's pretty boring, and it's my normal life. I want this to be successful. I want it to be a normal part of your lives, not to be something exceptional. And then I want, for those guys who want to be passport bros, I want you to be able to date the dime piece that you want. The woman I'm with, she's a gorgeous blonde. She's absolutely stunning. She's a stunning what? Yeah,
I can confirm I've seen her dying.
yeah, she is gorgeous, but we kind of had fun with each other when I met her last time. She said we kind of made an agreement. She said, "Okay, look, um, I won't lead with my money, and you won't lead with your breasts. How's that?" She's like, "Okay." So I won't flaunt my money, and you're gonna cover yourself. Okay, it's like cover yourself, but she's like, they're there. I can't. They're there. I like them being out. It's like, okay. No, just get used to it. So yeah, she's a gorgeous blonde. She's a really wonderful woman, and I'm probably going to marry her next year. So I want you guys to be able to have that kind of option where you think like the kind of the woman of your dreams. If you want that Colombian, or you want a Thai, or you want a Czech girl, or someone from Tanzania, you're like, yeah, I can go there, be there 6 months a year, or maybe stay there for several years, work remote, and I can find the woman that I want, not the easiest woman, but the woman that I really want with all the qualities that I want, and I can marry her under the Crimson Capsule label, where you're the man and you're not taking crap, and you make a family and have a normal traditional life. I want you guys to have that option. So that's what we're pushing for.
Fantastic. Thank you, Theo. And you can see Theo's course is on the screen right there. I've also posted a link to the Facebook group. I'll post it again. If you're serious about changing your life, if you're serious about living the passport bro lifestyle, not only to better your life, but of course, you know, live a great life, make sure you join Theo's course. There's a link to the Facebook group as well. Shout out to the brother Thomas. IP, it's 3:01 a.m. I'm doing an all-nighter studying. I'm going hardcore on Google Analytics, man. That's what I want to hear, man. This stream right here should shut the haters up. Those who say black men are lazy, black men don't do this. Look at us black men coming together 3 a.m. in the UK or wherever you are in around the world, speaking about IT and bettering their lives. Okay, we are the future. This group of black men, we are the future of everything. We're going to dominate. We're going to run things. We're going to move like the mafia. We're going to be the 1% of the 1%. I'm looking forward to it, man. See, imagine all of us feel right, all working IT, networking. Hey, bro, come here. Hey, bro, go there. Hey, bro, go there. And sharing knowledge. That's my plan, man. This is what other groups of people will do. Why are black men not doing this, man? So I can't complain. I've got to be that change, and I'm pushing out my agenda and my movement and my thoughts and ideas to you, brothers. That's what's up to Theo, man. So here's a link to my Python course. Please join the Patreon Diamond tier to be accepted in the Python course. Send me a DM. Let me know that, hey, IP, I'm interested in the course. Please be black. It's only for black men. Our courses. It's only for black men. So if you're non-black listening to this, yeah, you can join the diamond tier, but you ain't getting into no Python class, bro. It's only for black men. Okay? Only for black men. So if I see you tomorrow and you're not black, I'm letting you go. Okay? Please be black. Please be a black man. Please be a straight black man. Go on, Theo.
Yeah. Other thing too, guys, if you're asking for if requesting access to my group, you need to answer the questions, because it's based upon that I know who you are or from where you're coming. Again, I got a lot of crazies out there. Like, there are people who are like doing their damnedest to try to destroy the class or destroy what I'm doing. They want to like tear it down. I'm like, It's kind of funny. These liberals, they sit back and say, what are black men doing for the community? What are they doing to build up other black men? And then they turn around and they say, oh, Theo's going to teach this class, so let's try to condemn him. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, really? No, get out of here. And that's why I turn around and say, you hit the wall. I know that the men you think are available, I'm sending them to another country.
Oh, man. Stupid liberals.
Yeah.
Shout out to the boss, Mr. Derek T69. What's up, Derek, for the £42 33 cash app? Thank you, bro, for the hefty donation. It means a lot to me, Derek. I see you, bro. Derek, let me know if you're still in the live stream, bro. I appreciate you a lot, Derek. Thank you, bro. He says, salute IP and Theo. KS, shout out to Theo. Respect, fan. Respect to you too, Mr. Derek T69. I appreciate you, bro, for the cash app, bro. Thank you very much. Shout out to my boy and the king, Mr. Jeremy Sears, for the £12.69 cash app. Thank you, Mr. Jeremy Sears, long-time supporter, Hall of Fame member, a legend in this space. Thank you, Jeremy. Shout out to Mr. Mitch Jackson. Look at that, brothers, for the $100 super chat donation. Thank you, bro, for the support. It means a lot, bro. You know, almost 10 years of me doing this channel. I never thought I'd be doing this 10 years later in 2022. I remember making a channel around 2013, 2014, just to share my experiences with like-minded black men. 8 years, 10 years later, we're still going strong, man. I appreciate you, Mitch Jackson, for the hefty donation. Thank you, bro. Much love to you. What about older guy that worked IT in Cisco systems 20 years ago, USAF? I'm close to retirement with DHS Customs. Please advise. Go on, Theo.
You're old, so we take you outside and shoot you.
What? Please don't kill anyone, Phil. Please.
No. I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you, bitch. Look, I'm an old school Cisco guy. Okay, that's my certification. I like my main certifications of Cisco. So that's why I had to say that, because you're basically saying like, okay, Theo, can you do this? So like, yeah, I could do this. It's not a. It's fine. It's actually really great that you did Cisco, because then I can teach you advanced networking a lot more easily. So basically, the two protocols that you need to know about for to do cloud routing are BGP and OSPF. And if you understand those two in the traditional router environment, the switch router environment, like the cloud makes total sense. You're like, yeah, this is how it's working. Okay, gotcha. This is like an easy. So the cloud routing is like a Cliff Note version of normal traditional networking. Okay, so you'll be just fine. So I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm glad. Thanks for the super chat. Really, again, we appreciate it that you're doing that. I got to do $100 super chat later on myself, but I just want to say there's guys that I've gotten past who were in their mid 50s who had no IT background, who couldn't right click. I got they passed SAA, and one guy in particular, he's about to hit $200,000 a year.
Wonderful. That's great to hear. Thank you, Phil. And thank you, Mitch, again, for the support and the donation. You're a Cisco dude, so I'm hoping you have the CCIE. If you do, you're a legend, bro. I remember working with some people back then, and they were going crazy over CCIE. I was like, this must be some hard exam.
I passed written CCIE 2006, 2009 for both security and routing. I can never pass the lab. I was like, I'm done. No, like, I can't be God. I'm sorry. I can't just like will routing configs out of my head. I can't. No, man, there's only so far I can go. Give me a break.
Yeah. I mean, I heard it's very hard. I know a bit of CCNA and CCNP, but the CCIE I didn't even bother. I didn't need it. You know, if I did, go on, bro.
I had one of the most just this week. I had one of the most intense MPLS, BGP, OSPF connection to the cloud, to multi-cloud interviews that I've ever had in my entire life. And I was looking at these guys. I was like, who are you? Because like this, nobody is concerned about routing to the degree that you are. You're talking really about nanoseconds, and they had a trading platform, and that's why they were so intense. They were doing like 10 T connection, not G, but 10 T connections.
Yeah.
I was like, that's like way out of my. I'm not even thinking about that anymore. Like, all right, if I don't get the job, it's fine. You won. I'm gonna go back and study it. I was like, I'm a little bit inspired, just to be. I want to be able to like get that kind of job, right? So, but you don't have to do that. Nobody's doing route switch anymore. I mean, if you get a job in a data center, like, how did you do that?
Mm,
Wow, because all of it's cloud.
very true, man. I don't miss CCNA and Cisco stuff. Thank goodness for the cloud. Thank you, Mitch. Appreciate you, bro. Um, Shout out to, let's see who's there. Shout out to Mr. So Moonman says, IP, I want to be in the course, but I'm traveling for a funeral. Sorry to hear that, bro. Probably can't make it to tomorrow's class. Can I still join? Yes, you can still join, bro. I'll probably do a refresher lesson next week as well, because the way I teach, so you learn something this week. Next week we go over it again, but in smaller portions, just to refresh the brain, to make sure it's encoded in your brain. Then we learn new things on the current day. So yes, brother, feel free to join the class on the Patreon Diamond tier. Send me a DM and we'll run through it again. Okay, thank you, bro. Appreciate you, Mr. Moonmas West. Shout out to Jeremy Sayers for the $10 super chat. Thank you, Jeremy, for the support again. Sixth or seventh time tonight, Jeremy going ham. Appreciate you, bro. Hall of Fame member. Appreciate Jeremy Sayers. Jeremy, is that a Gorillas AVI? I've always wondered, is that Gorillas? You know who Gorillas are, Theo? Gorillas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
that looks
great.
like gorillas. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they're a great brand. Shout out to Jeremy Says. He says here, Mark Max wants about liberals. Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. Be careful about these liberals, man. Okay, awesome. And thank you,
Mm,
Mufasa, for the cash app. He says Kevin Samuels always gave Theo a shout out on his life. Yes, indeed. My rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. It still hurts me to this day that he's gone. I miss that guy. We miss him. I hope he rests in power. And trust me, Kevin Samuel, your words live out through many black men's minds today, okay? Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels and thank you, Mufasa. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Jeremy Sayers for the $10 super chat. Thank you, bro, again. Eighth time tonight. Much love to you, Jeremy. Thank you, brother. You're saving lives out here, IP. You and Theo. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. I mean, we just want to see black men succeed because,
mm-hmm.
there's a saying called, there's a rapper called Dave in the UK, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
what's the point in being the only successful black man? You want to bring your
Mm-hmm.
whole team with you, right? It's 100 successful black men. It's much more better than one successful black man. Phil's
Yep.
experienced that, and Phil knows that. You want your whole team to win. Isn't that right, Phil?
Yeah, that's right. You want your team to win because then you have shared prosperity, but you also have other people through whom you can network, and you're most likely to be more successful. So it's kind of like if you're in the ocean, you don't want just one boat to go onto. You want to have multiple boats. You want to have multiple options, multiple life roads, life jackets, and if you're just by yourself, you're gonna drown. Someone's gonna eat you. So um, that's always been my view, especially when I became homeless. It's like, got to have other people around. And then, particularly being the Black manosphere, I'm just thinking, like, hey, yeah, I mean, I want other Black men to be in the same level that I am.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really easy. I mean, the thing is, I mean, people in the chat, because some of my students are in there, because you can see how easy it is to become proficient in the cloud. It's really not hard. So you can get $100,000 a year over that without paying any fees to me, without any university debt, without paying university fees at all. You're doing it for under $100, and you could be successful. Like, why wouldn't you want this? Of course, you would want it. So this is why I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to be doing it. That's why I'm offering it. And I want you guys to be elite. I want you guys to be out there doing it, making the money.
Absolutely, Lord willing, Lord willing, Lord willing. Next year, we're seeing black men ball out, go ham. I'm praying for that, Lord willing, man. It's about time we win as black men. Thank you, Jeremy. Shout out to God Brother for the $20 super chat. Thank you, bro, for the support. Interesting AVI there. Don't know what to make of that. Looks like some sort of Star Wars icon, but who knows?
I think I don't know. I thought it was an orc. I don't know.
I need a straight black red pilled group to join, brother. You found the right place, bro. Straight conservative black men who are into IT and traveling. This is the right place for you, bro. So,
Yep.
welcome, brother, welcome. Thank you, God, brother. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Mufasa again for the support. Mufasa just dropped some dollars in the Cash App I support on the channel. Thank you, Mufasa. I appreciate you, bro. For the $19.99 super chat. Brothers, take this course. Last month I just passed 65K per month. Lord have mercy. This level of income puts you in a what? 65K?
So
Am I reading that properly?
that's my level. So I'm kind of wondering, okay, Mufasa, you know where I am on Facebook. Ping me sometime and talk to me. I want to see how you're doing this. Because that's impressive. That's really, because you made your work at about my level in terms of output. So I want to see what you're doing. Let's
Wow.
talk.
Lord willing that, but that's wonderful, man. We want to see more black men making that much money. And of course, congratulations to Mufasa for making that much money. Hopefully, Mufasa, it goes up to 100K per month or maybe 200K per month for you, Mufasa.
No. Like, I did 90K a month for a while, and I started having panic attacks. Okay, I was like, no, I'm done. Like, no, get the blonde over here. Okay, if I got the blonde right next to me, and she's like cooking, cleaning, and servicing me, okay, now I can do 90,000. Until then, there is no way I'm doing $90,000 a month. Okay, I'm going back down to like 65,000 a month. That's good. I understand that. Okay, I can do that. So, yeah, ping me, Mufasa. You know who I am online. Just compare notes. I want to see what you're doing.
Fantastic. See, that's what I'm talking about, brothers. See, brothers networking with each other and sharing that information, man, and help each other out. That's what this movement is also about. So hopefully Theo and Mufasa come together and they do some great things together. This level of income puts you in a different galaxy. IP and Theo keep the movement pushing. Brothers, laser focus and keep you keep your eye or why always in sight. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Mufasa. Lovely hearing that, bro. Long life to Theo and Mufasa, and more success and prosperity to both of them. Thank you very much, Mufasa. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Calisthenic Arts for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, bro. Is networking applicable with cloud? Is cloud security enhanced with cloud computing or cloud engineering?
Well, I mean, you're going to have the cloud security is included with cloud architecture. So then, of course, you're going to have routing, the networking. It depends on what kind of networking you have. So I've been telling my students for quite a long time, you don't have to have Cisco. You can just do cloud networking. So this interview that I had about 3 days ago showed me otherwise. That the old school networking is actually very necessary for the cloud. It's just that it's how you do the data center routing to the cloud and vice versa, but doing it with a multi-cloud. So for like going from GCP to the data center to AWS, how do you do that if you're using fixed lines? And I was like, why would anybody do this? Like, that's how I thought before. Like, why don't I just do everything through the cloud? Now there's a legitimate business reason to do it. So yeah, you could do your Cisco. I'll explain that to you in the class. Why it's necessary to do if you want to do that specialization. But cloud security is always together with computing and engineering. You can't get away from it. I don't think you understand, though, that cloud engineering is required for cloud computing to be executed. You can't, that's just the way it is. You have to have it.
Awesome. Thank you, Calisthenic Arts, for the donation, and thank you, Theo, for breaking that down. Awesome. Shout out to Mr. Big Mac the Fisher for the $5 super chat. I remember Big Mac.
Big Mac? Yeah, he's doing well.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Sorry about class. I've been dead this week. Sorry. I've been trying. I basically passed out this week from work. I just went crazy. Yeah, I didn't even know Thursday was Thursday. It was bad, but I signed another contract, but then I kind of blacked out, and I was like, I don't even know what day it is. I kind of looked over. I was like, oh my god, it was Thursday. Thea, where were you? Like, okay, fine. I feel bad. Anyway, I'll get back to it. Sometimes I'm bad, Theo. So my trainer says, bad, Theo, bad. More burpees for you because you're bad. More burpees. Like, yes, master, yes.
No, I know that feel. I mean, sometimes I work too hard. Like I'm studying, I'm doing the channel. Um,
Yeah.
I study every day as well. I'm getting ready for the Python course. It can be, become, overwhelming. But me, I have to just take things one by one, relax, breathe in, breathe out, and break things down, and just keep on pushing. Because we need to make sure we keep on pushing as black men. All right. So thank you very much, Big Mac Fisher. Appreciate you, bro. Jeremy Scott again on the Cash App. Thank you, bro, for the support. Jeremy says for the £8.46 Cash App. Thank you, brother. He says support. Thank you for supporting me for the 10th time tonight, Jeremy. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much, Jeremy says. Much love to you, bro. Shout out to, okay, let's see. Jeremy says again for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Jeremy says, for the $5 super chat. Much appreciation, bro. This stream is already a classic. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Jeremy says, for supporting me tonight. Much appreciation, brother. Thank you very much. Of course, we want to say shout out to Mufasa again. We'd love to see a black man like Mufasa making 65K a month. May it be more for him next year. Yes, indeed. May it be more for Mufasa next year. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's definitely made my night. I love seeing black men do well like that. Awesome. So this has been a fantastic stream so far, Theo. Awesome stream. So we're gonna get the callers to call in, bro, to ask you questions. Obviously, ask us questions. If you can't call in, brothers, please cash up and super chat your questions. We're gonna go on. Is it gonna be a long night for us, Theo?
I can keep on going. I'm
Fantastic.
pretty good, to be honest. I didn't pressure myself out too much today. I was just out there battling strags, having my fun. I love destroying them. So that's all I did today. Just add in Python, put some equipment together.
Fantastic. Awesome. Theo, before I open up the phone lines, what is your 5-year, 10-year plan? You're really doing very well, Theo. You're doing excellent. But how are you going to push yourself even further? Are you happy with what you are right now, or do you want to get more, do more great things? Tell us, Theo.
I'm going to open my own gym, so I won't have all this gym equipment in my house anymore. I'm definitely going to open up my own gym. That's the first big thing. So I like specialty gym equipment, and I'm still ordering it. My home gym that I have is extremely specialized. So I could easily open a gym right now, but I want to get even better. I want to marry a blonde and pump some life into her. Yeah, that would be good. Pump it up. Pump it up. I got to pump you up. So that's what I want to do there. I want to buy a condo in Sao Paulo, and instead of being in an apartment, actually get a condo, buy one, but not get a mortgage. I mean, straight out freaking buy the thing with cash, like boom, one payment, and have it furnished. I already know what the furniture is, and so I want to be living about 5 months a year in Sao Paulo, 2 or 3 months a year in America, and then after that, it could be any place. It could be Ukraine, Japan, anything like that. She's very much pro me buying a condo for her in Ukraine. So then if we do that, then we would have a place to go when we visit Ukraine. I know it's kind of strange with me. I want a snow bunny, but in Brazil. I don't know. That's right. That's where I landed. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. So when I was in Brazil last time, I just really transformed. I had a different way of thinking about life, and it's still transforming inside of me right now. So I thought about Brazilian women definitely turned me on. Japanese Brazilian women turn me on a lot.
Ooh.
I like to have one, but when I keep on thinking about the mother of my child, it's always a blonde Ukrainian. So if that's not going away, it's going to stay right like that. So.
Fantastic. And what about in the I missed a child chips about
IT?
yeah, IT space.
So I'm gonna have to become a master of Python and do automation within a multi-cloud environment. That's going to be the future for me. I won't be doing this with machine learning or analytics, but I'll be definitely be doing with security and advanced networking, and I will be doing some like automation with audits, automation with security settings and compliance. I'll probably be working on some development tools with there, and what else? I'll be trying in terms of my class. I'll be trying to get to that 300 student level. That's a real goal. I want to have 300 students who pass. So that's something I'm really looking into. But I want them to be not just normal students. I want them to be known as being like ferocious and great
Mm.
and really high level students. So still gonna be working on that one. And that's about it. That's how I see my career going. Um, it'll be a fun career, that's for sure. It'll be different languages, so I'll be speaking in Japanese without a doubt, and then also be doing probably setting up business in Brazil. So I want to have a remote support center there. That's one of my goals. I have thought about making my own cloud platform.
Damn.
So yeah, so if I can make my own cloud platform, then I can make an environment so applications can go there. So, you know, when people like Kyrie get called out, I'd be like, hey, you can come to my platform. We'll support you. Yeah. Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I feel like crying right now, and not like in an emotional way, just to see like growing up, I didn't have this kind of I didn't see this around me. Black men, coming together like this and sharing information and just speaking about their goals and the objectives and what they want in life and just black men coming together for a single cause. I didn't see that when I was growing up, so I used to complain about that all the time. So I thought it's up to me to be that change. So I made this channel in mind only for black men to come together about traveling, IT, and now it's gone into something bigger. And I hope it grows bigger. Theo, I hope you achieve all your dreams and objectives in the next few years. I'm looking
Thanks.
forward to seeing you driving gold Teslas, gold Mercedes Benz, living in a golden plated house. Looking forward to you living a great life, Theo. Fantastic, bro. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Shout out to Mr. D Charles for the $5 super chat. Thank you, bro. Do we have the exact dates for the Brazil conference to join the class? Any hotel recommendations?
Okay, so the Black Manosphere Meetup Rio will be from May 25th to June 3rd. So I'm still setting some things up with that. A part of this is one of the things I've stated regarding Passport Bros. You should be able to find your own hotel room. That's part of being a Passport Bro. You're self sufficient. So I will tell you some areas where some beaches where I think we're going to start doing organizing events, but you should be able to figure out where you want to go. So I'll put some recommendations on there, but you got to be self sufficient. Just the way it is.
Awesome. Thank you, Theo. Um, Shout out to Regular Data for the $2 Canadian super chat. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Sensei Theo on IP. Thank you for the kind word, Regular Data. Regular
Hmm.
Data, I think you were interested in the Python course. I know you mentioned that in the last stream, I just can't remember. Can you please
Hmm.
send me a DM on Patreon, please? Letting me know if you
Yeah.
are interested or not, so I can send you the invite to the group for the Python class starting tomorrow. I had a feeling you were, but I couldn't confirm it. So send me a DM on Patreon, please, Irregular Data, and I'll send you the invitation to our group. We are starting the Python class tomorrow. Do that for me in the next hour or so. So when I jump off the stream in a couple hours, I can send you the invite as soon as possible. Okay. Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Good
Awesome.
student. The Regular Data is a good student.
Yeah,
Very
he's
smart.
good. Very smart.
Yeah.
So I definitely want him in the
Yeah.
Python course. Awesome. Shout out to Callus Fennec Arts for the $499 super chat. What do you mean by crisp and capsule? Is that slang talk? That's for me. Can one transition easily to cloud from SOC analyst working towards SOC analyst?
Okay, so you need to think Crimson. We're talking about Crimson Capsule. So we're speaking in code words because of YouTube's analytics. So we can't. I know there's a patriarchy, but men can't speak freely. Really? Like how many channels have I had torn down so far? I say the truth about what women do, and I lose a channel. Well, look, this is crap. So again, we're speaking in code. I think you should be able to figure it out. Crimson Capsule. Think of it. Can one transition easily to cloud from? Yeah, you could. If you're doing SOC analyst, come on, bro. You should already be doing cloud. Come on, man. That's easy to do. Okay, come on. When I was doing that, of course I was doing cloud and I was doing SOC analysts. Yeah, it's easy. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, bro. What you learn as a SOC analyst would help in the cloud, particularly in the security space as well. You can apply it to the cloud stuff. So you're in a good space, Calisthenic Arts. Keep pushing, bro. Okay, fantastic. And if you're interested in the Python course, join the Patreon Diamond Tech Calisthenic Arts. Send me a DM on the Patreon. I'll add you to the group. We're starting tomorrow. Nothing, no later, no earlier. We're going ham until the end of December, January, to get you brothers prepared for 2023, which will hopefully be our best year yet. Thank you, Calisthenic Arts. Awesome. Fantastic. A couple more super chats for you. Hold on. Shout out to Mr. Jeremy Sayers for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Jeremy, for the support. Again, 12th time tonight. You're going ham, Jeremy. Thank you, bro, for the support. Much love to you, man. Thank you. Awesome. So I'm going to open up the phone lines for you to call in. You want to get something to drink quickly or eat, Theo? We've almost 2 hours.
I was just thinking about ham. They got me hungry. I was actually thinking like a ham sandwich. Like Thanksgiving is coming up. I was like, yeah, I like to have a ham sandwich with like some Grey Poupon. That sounds good. But I can't eat bread. That's right. So I put some lettuce on it, make a wrap out of it. Okay. Put some Swiss cheese. Oh, it sounds good.
You can't eat bread? But not even like wholemeal or brown bread, which is healthier than white bread?
No, man. So, okay. I past the age of 37, I've barely been able to eat bread. It's just not, it has no real nutritional value for me. It's like sugar. So I don't eat it. I usually just eat, I like it, but I really don't eat it. If I have like 2 pieces of bread, then I'll probably have an insulin spike and I'll actually start shaking. So I don't eat it. I eat rice. I can still eat that, but I can't eat it like I could when I was in my 20s. So I have to be kind of careful. So it's usually a lot of protein, fat, and then a little bit of carb. Really keto, Mediterranean diet.
Okay, wow. Yeah, we're supposed to stream on Black Man's Diet. I think we got to put that in the plan, bro, in the future.
Yeah.
It's good to be, be a passport, bro, but health is also very important. We want to live long lives to be healthy, so we can actually pump our woman to the full efficiency without getting tired too early.
Heck yeah. Yeah, Brazilians will turn me on, but like the blonde is going to be bending over. I guarantee you. That's the way it's going to be for me. Like I'm not going to get out. I'm not going to get out of that. I try. Like, God, can I please make a child with a Japanese Brazilian woman? Please, please, please. It's a blonde. Okay, I understand. It's a blonde. It's a 5'6" blonde. Okay, I understand. God, thank you. 5'6" blonde. It's always a 5'6" blonde. I always like blondes between 166 and 168 centimeters. Brazilian. No, sorry, Ukrainian. That's just my thing. That's where I go.
Fantastic, man. So, you want to get something? You want to take a quick break, Theo?
I'm fine.
You good? Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's power on. So, before I open the phone lines, brothers, please ask Theo about IT, his course, and maybe ask him about his dating life in Japan or in America. I'm pretty sure those Japanese girls are just something else in Japan. Big time. So we want to hear more about that. But me and Theo have done streams on Japan last year. They're classics. So you can check that out as well. So again, if you're on IG, you can follow me on IG. I suggest that you do, and send me a DM on IG. That'd be greatly appreciated. I'm also on Twitter as well, so you can definitely follow me on Twitter on channel updates, my travels, etc., etc. There'll be more Vancouver content coming out in the coming days because they're checking heavy for brothers in Vancouver. It's crazy. It is crazy. So that's on the way. I hope you brothers enjoyed my Japanese interview with the Japanese lady. She was super cute.
She looked just like my late wife.
Oh wow!
She acted like her. It was a hard stream for me to watch. I just sat there. I was like, I'm looking at my late wife. The way she smiled, and like when her head went on his shoulder, I was like, oh man, I remember how that felt. Like, oh, I can't watch this anymore. So I just, it was hard. But I just want to say, guys, that was a very accurate stream, like extremely accurate. Like what you saw, that kind of marriage, that's what you can have with a Japanese woman. It's very nice.
He's speaking facts. So when I approached her, right, she was so feminine. I remember she was in the train station, right, and I was having some difficulty trying to get a ticket because obviously I'm not from Vancouver. I was like, how do I work this, right? So I see some Japanese girl walking around. She bought a ticket. She had a long big coat. She looked pretty cute. I knew she was Japanese. So I know how Japanese women look like. I was like, Nihonjin desu ka? Hi. Ah, sumimasen, doko shishin? Then she's like, I'm from here. Awesome. So I'm a YouTuber. I'm from here. I love to interview you for my channel. It's like, oh yeah. And she was so feminine, brothers. She was so feminine. Like the way she walked, the way she looked. I mean, if I was in Vancouver permanently, there's going to be like 1,000 IPs, right? Babies made by IP and 1,000 Japanese women. Like, keep it real with you, brothers, man. Super feminine. Oh my goodness, man. She made me shake. And like, how is it possible for women to be this feminine? But then again, I'm from the West. UK women are horrible. They're masculine. So when I see that in real life, I start shaking, bro. This is crazy. Beautiful chick.
Just imagine Japan.
Imagine Japan, yeah.
You get trains of them. So they're like everywhere. They're just it's like you're like a dog in heat. Like that's just I remember the last time I was in Japan. I was riding my bike and again like my head was turning really badly. And I thought, like, do I really want to leave this? Do I want to go to Texas? Do I want to go to America? Because my head will never spin like this in Texas. And I was like, okay, I'm going to keep on going. And I kept on, I went to America, but to this day, my neck has never had whiplash like it did in Tokyo.
Damn. I definitely agree with that. I definitely believe with you. I mean, and this is my brothers, if you're serious about basically, brothers, right? Pick a country of your choice, right? And learn the language. If you want the best optimum success, learn Japanese if you're into Japanese women, learn Portuguese if you're into Brazilian women, learn Spanish for Argentinian or whatever, learn Ukrainian. It will get you the most success. So me speaking a little bit of Japanese to her, she just got really feminine. Like, a black man knows Japanese a bit. It's crazy for you.
Yeah, let me just speak on that real quick about the passport bros. Guys, you need to pick a country. Just exactly what IP says is correct. I was just talking to a guy online on Facebook, and he's talking about how fast he's a passport bro, and all the women of the world are the same. And then he's like, I'm going to do 1 week in DR, 1 week in Colombia, and 1 week in the Philippines. And I straight out called him an idiot. And I just said, basically, you don't have the language skills to actually penetrate the culture. You're in the American sphere of influence with the DR. And then it's obvious that you're like a touristy guy. So the most you're going to get, the most access you're going to get is with westernized women in those countries because the natives aren't going to deal with you. You're just a foreigner. And I was like, I just wanted to beat him over the side of the head. I was like, what is wrong with you? I mean, really, dude. So this is what I say, guys. I've had IP and I have been doing this. I do agree. I think IP is doing God's work. I think God have us come together. That this is really good. Along with Jay Bones and what's his name? I can't believe I forgot his name.
Thomas.
No, Thomas. Yeah, but he has a Japanese wife. He's going back to Japan. Barry.
Mm.
Yeah, he's going to be in Japan in 6 weeks. But you need to pick a country, okay? So don't be like, I want, okay, how about Czech and Tanzanian women? Or how about Brazilian and Thai women? No. Like, you need to choose one country and then learn that language deep, like hardcore, and not do Duolingo only. I mean, go get some books and learn how to read it. Okay? Right. Like, yeah, go do it. And then after that, then start engaging and say, like, for example, you're going to spend 2 years doing just one country. And then after that, you spend another 2 years maybe doing another country. But you give one country at least 2 years of priority. Because then you could actually break it off and actually do multiple countries and actually be proficient in it. But if you're just doing 1 week per country, first, you're losing your money. Second, you should just go to Las Vegas. I mean, really, because anything you do, you're not going to do anything more than, what can I say, adult hookup culture, right? So just go to Las Vegas and do it there. Get your freak on over there, and then at least you don't look bad for the rest of us passport bros, right? Do it that way.
Facts, bro. Get the books, man. These apps, they're good to an extent, but the books will give you everything you need. That's what I'm finding out too. And that's my mistake. Yeah. I got the book now. I feel like I'm more fluent. I obviously need to do more reading, more memorizations, but I'm going ham with the books, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sit there, read it again, do it. It's put the time in. But I guarantee you guys, again, like when he just said, when you're talking about meeting a Japanese woman in Vancouver, you can speak it, you can write it, you can actually know what's going on, you can talk. The Japanese women in particular, they have a totally different feel with you.
Mm.
They're like, we know who this guy is. Hey, come over. Yeah, you're one of us. They're gonna be, you could be high on that list. So learn the language.
Facts. A black man speaking Russian, speaking Japanese, they'll be like, what? Who are you? You're different. You have dark skin. You're fluent. You got the sound right. They're going to go wet and they're coming to open their legs up for you. All right. So please learn the language and be serious about doing so. You got 2 months to get some basic language of a country of your choice. You can do it every day. Be consistent. Be consistent. Forget about Netflix. Forget about looking at girls on IG all day. It's your life. Your life matters. All right. You need to make sure you put in the work yourself because no one else will do it for you. If you want to change your life, only you can make that change. Simple as that. Shout out to Mr. Emporio Prime for the $10 super chat. Thank you, bro, for the support. Would you suggest your course to a brother who has a couple months IT help desk experience and currently learning Linux sysadmin Azure courses through Coursera? Thanks for the stream, Theo and IP. Go on, Theo.
No, you shouldn't do that. You should work in a graveyard and just dig graves. I think that's good enough for you. No, I'm being facetious. Look, I said it's for people who have zero knowledge. Okay? So that means you're fine. You have more than zero knowledge. Why would you question? Just go into it. I always have fun with you guys. So I've had more than one guy who was homeless. No, not homeless. More than one guy who was unemployed and had no idea how to use a computer. They got certified. They're making money now. They're at 6 figures. So you're fine, man. Go ahead. I'm not going to bite you. Chewbacca might bite you. I won't bite you.
Chewbacca. Awesome. Thank you very much for that, Imperial Prime, for the support. Appreciate you, bro. All right, so brothers, feel free to call in. The phone lines are open. The link is pinned. Again, let me provide a link to Theo's course. I suggest you join Theo's course and learn it in conjunction with my Python course. So here's a link to Theo's course in the live stream chat. Again, my Python course is taught through the Patreon Diamond tier. So please join the Patreon Diamond tier and send me a DM on Patreon telling me, hey, IP, I'm interested in your Python course. Here's a link to both in the live stream chat. This is awesome. This is fantastic, Theo. This is beautiful.
Hold on. Let me say something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
To you guys who are trying to get access to the group, you have to have a profile pic. So if you're on Facebook and you don't have a profile pic, you're automatically declined. Like, that's the way it's set up. You got to look. You got to. I'm not taking crazy stuff on. So like, I'm a part of Kevin Samuel's group, The Mix. And part of me getting in there is I actually had to use my face, my facial profile. And now that's the standard I have for doing this. You got to use, I got to know who you are. So you got to have a profile pic. If you're not going to do that, that's like the minimum. If you want me to teach you for how long, like how much to put into you, you're talking 6 figures in the end, and you got no profile pic? Come on, bro. I mean, come on. So get a profile pic, then reapply.
Awesome. Thank you, Theo. And of course, a message to everyone, please be black when you join my Python course. Please be a black man. Because if I'm teaching it and I tell you all, and when I tell you all, turn your cameras on to make sure you're a black man, and I see that you ain't black, you're getting kicked off. I'm sorry. Okay, it's for black men, right? This is a black male space that seeks to empower black men through IT and traveling. Okay, so please be a black man in the Python course, please. I'm asking you for that, okay? Because I will be checking tomorrow when I tell you to all turn your cameras on to ensure that you are black men. Okay, fantastic, awesome. So feel free to call in, brothers. You know, a lot of time you have tonight to continue to drill down IT for you, brothers. Shout out to Mr. Calisthenic Arts for the $499 super chat. Thank you, bro. The hottest foreign women usually don't speak English too. You can learn any language on reply. Yes, indeed. They have over 1,000 native teachers. Yes, indeed. The first line there is facts. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I always like the girl I'm with right now. She barely speaks English. Like, she speaks it brokenly, but I mean, she kind of speaks it. When she talks, she's hot. Oh my God, her accent is so hot. So, like, I much more prefer them. When I was in Japan, my late wife came from the countryside. She was very much a country bumpkin. Like, she just from the middle of nowhere. She was beautiful and no English. I mean, nothing. We spoke in Japanese the entirety of our marriage until she learned English. So I would just say it. The best women don't speak English.
That's a fact. Because I find that if they know too much English and they're perfect in English, they're westernized. They know all the slangs. They know words like F boys. I'm like, how do you know that word? Where'd you learn that from? You know, so I was in Vancouver and I met a Japanese chick, right? I'm gonna drop the video in the coming days, right? This Japanese chick, right? I asked her how's dating in Vancouver, and she's like, "Oh, there's too many F boys here." I was like, "Who told you that word?" No, she's westernized. So the best ones are where they speak broken English or they don't know English, and you speak their language. You're in.
Yeah. So, like, okay. So let's talk about Japan real quick. All right. So, like, if she's like what he said, if she says F boy, you're in trouble. But if she says H nano, H gaijin desho, H desu ka, if you have that, oh yeah, you're in a good situation.
What does that mean?
That's a country girl. Okay. H
explicit stuff, right?
No, I'm trying to think. Should this go on your Patreon? So maybe this should go on your Patreon. Yeah, I shouldn't say this out loud.
Okay, all right, don't say
put it on your Patreon. Yeah, but it's definitely that's a code word in Japanese. You're like, yeah, she likes me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I might have to DM you to get that word, bro. After.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Awesome. Thank you, Charismatic Arts. Shout out to Mr. Mufasa again for the $19.99 super chat. Thank you, Mufasa, for the support, Cash App, and lives, and of course the live stream support. Thank you, Mufasa. Theo, you need to meet me in Vancouver in January. I have an all-star lineup waiting for me. IP knows I'm not capping. That's facts. He is the truth, Mufasa. Come on, Theo. I'm starting in Victoria, then to Vancouver, Yellowtown. Let's do this. Nines and dimes. IP knows. Yes, indeed, man. Phil, you will kill out there in Vancouver, Phil. You, the Asian chicken will be over you, bro.
Nah, you guys know January I'm gonna be in Sao Paulo, so I'm gone. I need a break. I need to be there for a while. So I'm gonna be in my place in Sao Paulo, and then probably February I'm flying a blonde out to me. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. And hopefully we may get them on the channel. Fiona's blonde is up to Theo who wants that, but we'll see.
Oh dear, that's not. Oh my God, if that happens, oh no. Oh, it'll be too hard. Yeah. Oh, I can't. Okay, too many puns. I'm be good. No, I don't care.
Yo, Keisha's will go in meltdown mode. What? What is
If
this?
they see her,
a high value brother giving his money to her? Oh no.
So some of the leadership in the Black Manosphere have seen her. They see who she is, and they said straight out, like, if I got my act together and then married her, she would be the face of the Passport Bro for the Passport Bros for at least 2 years. Like everyone, they'd be like, that's what you can get right there. That it'd be death. It'd be straight death and devastation. So I thought, just do it just for that, just to make the Strags miserable.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Theo. Oh man,
awesome. I'm bad. I like myself this way though. I'm so much better. I don't want to be a nice boy anymore. I want to be a bad boy. This is so much better.
I'm looking forward to Mufasa in his Vancouver experience in January. Can't wait for him to give intel back. Man, the woman there just incredible. Thank you, Mufasa. Shout out to Mr. JM for the $20 super chat. Great stream. Theo and IP are changing lives. Thank you for the kind words, Mr. JM. Much appreciation, bro. Thank you very much. Thank you, bro. It means a lot. Thank you, man. This is awesome. This is awesome. All right, brothers. Thomas says the Keishas will go berserk. Great anime, by the way. If you've not watched, if you've not watched Berserk, I suggest you watch it. They're gonna go more berserk than the main characters in Berserk, the anime. So check out. Okay, thank you very much, Thomas. And also check out the new Nas album too, man. I've been bumping that for the past 2 days. Nas came through with a classic. It's a classic, brothers. That new Nas album. Oh man, amazing.
That good?
It's that good, bro.
I gotta go. See, usually I'm into English music. It's true. So all the music I listen to is almost always produced somewhere in the UK.
Mm.
I don't know why, man. I just like that, like what is it? The English.
Oasis.
The English. What is it? The Euro. I forgot what it's called. The English invasion. It never stopped for me. I just kept on listening to English music.
Is that like Oasis, Radiohead, for that stuff?
No. I listen to, for example, John 00 Fleming, The Digital Blonde, like that. Like I'm in a dark trance.
I see.
So, yeah, they're all Brits. I mean,
do you know who Nas is?
Yeah, I know who Nas is. I mean, I listen to him every once in a while, but that's about it. I just want to say, like, again, look what Thomas said. So, Thomas, my mom was totally into the Beatles. So I grew up listening to the Beatles, of course. Yeah. So I think that's the introduction. like English music. So it was first the Beatles, and then it was Genesis, and I never like Phil Collins, and then I never looked back. I'm used to listening to British people sing. If I buy it, it's probably gonna be a British person. If I listen to radio, it's probably gonna be Black American.
Damn, the Beatles, huh? Let it
be, yeah.
Let it be. Let it be.
It's good stuff. He married a Japanese woman. I understand. I was like, yeah. he went kind of crazy after that. I'm like, yeah, I understand.
Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be.
Okay, okay. We have okay, all right. Okay, I saw the best hits. All right, very good. All right. Let's be nice here. Let's not torture Theo here, okay?
Oh man. No, I think they've got some good music, the Beatles, man. I ain't gonna lie. They've got some good but I prefer Radiohead. I think Radiohead are better than the Beatles. Um but yeah, the new Nas album, Theo, you'll
Mhm,
love that, bro. He came through with a great one. I think it's a classic, bro, because he's spitting good production by Hit Boy. You know me, I'm
mhm.
not really into the crazy rap stuff, but I know who the great artists are. Nas, um, a bit of Kendrick, a bit of Jay, a bit of Wu-Tang Clan. I can appreciate the classics. And
Wu-Tang Clan, yep.
Nas came through. Awesome. Um, so brothers, feel free to call in, man. This is a great stream. Um, Classic, man. Classic. IT questions, throw it at us, man. Passport bro movement, throw it at us, man. This is it. This is it, brothers. This is it. I'm not talking
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. This is it, but this is it. Okay.
This is what we got to get done with, guys. So one of the things is that when we were talking about, if I do get married next year, then it's for me teaching is going to be more difficult.
Mm.
So I am trying to get this next crop out. Or if I get really serious with family, like if we're just always together, then I could probably only teach 2 classes a week. So I'm like, guys, while I'm still here, while I'm still single, take the class, go do it while I still have the time, and I can help you get into that first job. I can help you, get through the interview process and become successful, and you actually do the international. I can help you to do all of that. So go do it.
Awesome, man. Fantastic. Brothers, we're going ham next year. Hold on. Shout out to Mr. Trench5 for the £2.53 cash out. Thank you, bro, for the support. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much. You're right, man. Theo, next year, I'm anticipating will be Theo's busiest year. So yeah, beautiful blonde, doing great things in Brazil and in the US. Probably won't have time for teaching. So now it's time, to take use of Theo's free time and join the class, man. The
Mm-hmm.
class is amazing. Theo is definitely dedicated. So please do so, okay? Don't let it go to waste.
Mm-hmm.
All right, brothers,
Yep.
call in.
Yep.
Call in. There's a lot of space on the panel. Call in now, brothers. Okay, now is the perfect time for you guys to call in.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. Mufasa. Yeah, that's her. The one in the wedding dress. Yep, that's her. Yep, that's the only one. I mean, I have a few backups if I need to, but like that's the one I'm gunning for. So I just like sometimes when what can I say? I'm kind of like dysfunctional. I'm just like, Theo, stop it. Like, just get on the treadmill, go exercise some more. Go do it. I still have the energy to go get a woman like that. So let's go do it. So yeah, I don't know why. I'm starting to feel younger. I think it's because of this new trainer I've got. He's kicking my butt pretty aggressively. So I'm definitely wanting to go for her. God, she's gorgeous. So you can see her like if you're on YouTube right now, she's my profile photo. So
Fantastic.
she's gorgeous. She's wonderful. Her personality is amazing. The thing I like about her is that again, we're waiting for people to call in. The thing I like about her is that she doesn't use her beauty. Like she knows she's beautiful, but she's more into wellness. But she doesn't use her beauty aggressively. And she says that she knows that she can lose it. She knows that she can be replaced because one time she was replaced.
Damn.
And she kind of went through a beauty failure, kind of the way that I went through a business failure. And so like I'm kind of like humble about my money. I'll never be like, like I'm the man, give me everything I want right now. I'm like, nah, let's talk. That's the way she is about her beauty. And so it's wonderful to be around her. She's just so pleasant. So that's why I like her. So yeah, I'll make kids with her, no problem. Just she knows it too. She says all she has to do is agree to marry me. That's it. It's game over. Just we're going for baby number one right then and there.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Awesome. Black Chain, can you turn your camera on in the background, please? So I know you are a brother, aka you are black. Just to make sure I can confirm that, bro. Yes, that's wonderful. Thank you, bro. If you can turn your camera off, please. Let me bring in Mr. Black Chain. Okay. Hey, Black Chain, how you doing, bro?
Hey guys, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing
Good.
fantastic, bro. Welcome, Mr. Black Chain. Do you have any questions for our guest Theo on the course, on my Python course in general? Fire away.
Yeah, I just joined the diamond tier.
I'm sorry?
And I DM'd you.
Can you hear him,
My
Theo?
question is...
I can't hear him. What is this?
Hold on. I can hold on.
My question is,
I can hear him.
It makes sense
Okay.
to do Theo's course also, like not sense in like time wise. Does it make, if you're going to do both of them at the same time, is that realistic?
Yes. It's very realistic. I mean, that's normal. So you're going to find this out, especially doing IT. Doing 2 topics on the same week is a very normal thing to do. So, I mean, if we have on my book, let's look at the books I have right here. So I've got Kubernetes in action. I've got Lambda in action, right? And they're sitting right here on my desk because this is something that I use very often. It's not like, can I only do one or the other? No, they're a part of the job. You're doing both. So don't be thinking of it like just do one and then another. No. So IP and I will beat this out of your thinking. And we want you doing both. We want you doing even more than that on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I can agree with you. In my personal time, I do 4 things at the same time, bro. I'm learning 4 new things at the same time, because I want to get that, progression going on. I'm learning a new language, learning some IT stuff, doing things at the same time, bro. I'm doing it all at the same time, brother. If you want to change your situation, if you want to get out there, be a passport, bro, you got to put in the work in, bro. And sometimes it means juggling different things at the same time to achieve things faster and more consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is he speaking for you?
Got you. So I
no. I
clicked on the.
I'm listening. Go ahead. Speak. I'm listening to you.
Yeah. So I clicked
Go on,
on
Black Chain.
All right. I hit the link for the Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it just comes up as the international passport. It doesn't come up as international passport. It says the next Manosphere meetup registration group.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so I don't have a profile pic, so I'm gonna do the profile pic, and I'm going to register tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine. Just make sure you have again, in these spaces, we always have to be extra careful because of trolls. So you're going to see my security focus. So you're not even going into the class area. You have to be first verified before I let you into the class. I'm actually put you into what's called a landing page or landing area. So go ahead and get your profile photo. Then you have to go on a Zoom call with me afterwards, and then you'll be fine. Everything will be good.
All right, good luck.
Awesome.
And IP, So I'll just wait for you to get back to me.
Yes. Did you DM
How's
me
it
on
work from here?
Patreon? Did you DM me on Patreon?
I did.
Okay. So when I come off the stream,
Yes,
bro,
I did.
I'm gonna. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna send you a link to the group for Python, and then make sure you tell me what your name is on Patreon. I'm gonna ask you for your name so I know it's you, and then I can find you on our list and I'll accept you. I'll do that tonight. Okay, bro?
Okay, great. I'm going to have to send you another one because I didn't put the name in and all of that. I
Okay,
thought
bro.
the link would
Is
just
he
go
speaking for you?
straight from me to you.
Yeah, he's
All
gonna
right.
he's gonna send you a link via Patreon. He's gonna do that from him to you. So you guys are gonna be communicating on Patreon. Yeah.
All right, great.
It's good.
Thanks
Okay.
a lot, Theo.
Yeah.
I look forward, man.
No problem. You can drop. Thanks for calling.
All right, thank you, Black Chain. Appreciate you, bro. Stay on the line. Let me bring in Mr. Thomas Demi
right.
here. Let me put you on mute there, Black Chain. All right, awesome. Let me bring in Thomas. Hey, Thomas, how you doing, bro?
Oh, what's up, bro? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How you doing, bro? You good?
Yeah, bro, I'm just currently studying. I feel like a zombie, bro. Oh, my goodness.
I miss these study sessions. Like on a Saturday night, if it's not like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm not studying, I feel like so unaccomplished. Like, what was I doing? Like, I should be studying all night long, especially November, December. No, I envy you, Thomas. I wish I were doing it.
I planning to go to church tomorrow. I don't think I'll be able to do that. Just after studying, go to sleep, wake up, and I'll see Black Panther 2.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for other people in the manosphere to actually do Black Panther. I want to see. I'm not going to a woke movie. I'm not gonna happen.
Bro. Oh my gosh, where do I begin? I read spoilers. Oh my god,
Damn, yeah, I'm skipping that, bro. I ain't calling. I'm skipping it.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not doing it. If it's woke, I'm done. It's not it. So, I mean, I kind of respect that there's only so much that they can do because they got hit pretty hard, right?
yeah.
I mean, but as long as it's not woke, I mean, if it's reasonable. But from what I'm reading some people say this is totally woke, and I'm like, no, man, I'm out. No, it's just not gonna happen. But I like Andor though. Andor's great. It's not woke. It's a really good movie. It's a really good series.
What is that? Andor. What is that?
Star Wars.
Andor.
Star
Wars.
I mean, the last film I watched was Black Adam. That was terrible. Terrible film. The Rock can't act, man. I'm sorry. I know he's a good brother, but he can't act.
I can't do DC Comics. Even when I was a kid, it's just too dark. It's too gloomy.
It's the Batman film. Rio, it's the Batman film. Batman's supposed to be dark.
I can't. No, I can't do it. I just no. I was X-Men guy. No, I can't do that. No. So I kind of want to go see Black Adam. I think it's gonna be okay, but it's not woke, right?
It's not woke, but it's that type of film where you just have to turn off your brain to enjoy it. That's why I didn't like. I wasted £14 watching this film.
Probably a way you could have seen it for free.
Oh yeah.
There's a way you could have done it. Okay. If you would have gotten a ticket to Japan, then you could have seen Black Adam on the airplane. Right? Uh-huh. Oh, is Theo going back there? Yeah, he is. So, Thomas, why are you still in the UK?
Bro, currently I'm upskilling myself. Just need to. Oh yeah.
Okay. Remember, there are 18-year-old Blasians in Tokyo who don't have boyfriends right now who would like to meet a black nerd with an accent. You're a black nerd with an accent. Remember that.
Yeah. I'm gonna get there, Theo. I'm gonna get there. I told IP about my job situation. Oh yeah, I told you as well. Yeah. So I got the offer. Now I'm just going through security clearance.
Okay.
It's almost
Do that.
It's almost done.
Okay. How about, you have your first holiday, you do Golden Week in Japan, and then you sit back and you're at the airport and you're crying because you finally met a Blasian who was amazing, and you're like, I chose this career and I didn't do what Theo and IP said, and now having to go back to the UK with that cooking. I had normal Japanese food with a Blasian, and she was so cute, and she was well endowed. She had all the right curves, and she kissed really well. And I have to go back, and I'm gonna be sitting there going like, "They sure, like that," and you're gonna know what "they sure" means, really in the wrong kind of way next year. I'll be saying it for Rio, okay? So, yo, bro, I'm just saying.
No, you're right, bro. You're absolutely right. Oh, one question for you, Theo. One question I have, bro, is so Japan, Tokyo is the tech hub, right? For all things tech. How's Akihabara?
You just say, make it easy. Say Akiba.
Akiba. How's Akiba?
Akiba. It's like it's a nerd's paradise,
Awesome.
and you will find nerdy women there.
Wait, is it slim, thick, nerdy women?
There's all varieties there.
Oh, thank the Lord.
So there's a major university right up the hill from it.
Oh,
So you got university girls.
I need to write this down. Sorry, let me get my.
It'll be on the channel. Don't worry, Thomas.
So there are girls. There's a lot of girls one stop away in the university, and they usually just walk down the hill to Akiba. And so if they're really nerdy, they'll be in the same nerd places as you. So you can actually sit in a cafe like I did. My wife, my late wife, she was definitely a nerd. So we would go to Akiba together and just nerd out. But you can go there. I mean, the level of, let's just say, they know who you are as a nerd when you go there. Like, they're ready for you. So it's like a nerd paradise.
Awesome. In terms of IT, Theo, so when you were in Tokyo, how were did you meet any white British IT professionals? No, because I know
in Tokyo?
Yeah.
Yeah, my career started because of white British professionals.
Okay. How is it like from then to now? Like, and you've been to the UK recently, so how was your perception of British professionals who are in IT? Like, is there still more to learn from the Brits, or is it all done?
I'll always be thankful to the British. I'll always live forever. So my main Russian professor was half British, and he was born in Russia, and he was the reason I could speak in Russian so well. And then my all of my first jobs that I had, my big ones and my first ones, were all with white British men, and I was so thankful for them. So they were so fair. they were kind of like, Theo, we don't care what race you are, get this done. Like, just do it. And I was like, what? They're like, yeah. Like, shut up. They were just direct. So I always did my best with them, and they just treated me like who I was as a person. So I became so much better. Just a phenomenal engineer. So again, you want to definitely network through those guys. They're good.
Yes, yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm doing that through LinkedIn. Oh man, you don't believe how many job opportunities I've gotten.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So almost all expat IT in Asia Pacific is done through white British men.
Ooh.
Yep. So you want to be good friends with them.
Awesome. Let me just write that down.
Yep. So do that. Definitely get that one. Make sure you have your certs. Make sure you can speak and that you're just practical. And as long as you're on board with them, they'll hire you. They're like, okay, we'll put you here, and you got a job. And they're gonna sit back and they'll be like, yeah, we know you're here for the girls. Do your job, and then you can go out and be with them. We know this. Yeah, they're just cool about it. They're like, yeah, I'm drinking my pint. I got my fish and chips. I'm doing the same thing you're doing, so shut up. like you're uncanny, man. You're just like, who are you? And like, yeah, they're like, yeah, we know what's going on. Just you think you're lying. You think you're special. You're not. Shut up. Okay. So I learned so many things from them. They're like, they mess with me and they're just like, they get me emotional and they're like, no, we're taking the piss out of you, man. You don't even know what taking the piss out of you.
It's British
like,
sarcasm.
I know. So I learned a lot about that, but they helped me to relax and just think about performance and then be low key. So if I had followed the British more, my company would have been successful. But I started getting like, I want to be the man. But the British were always there to make sure that you were high functioning, high performer, but you're never the man. Like, they take it away from you.
Yeah, I have experienced that. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good. I mean, they're like, okay, we're on this together. It's like, yep, we're in together. Okay, we're good. Okay, fine, we can do this. So I really like the British. I'll always be thankful to them. I'm always nice to them.
Awesome. So you're Ukrainian, honey. You did this. You're beautiful snow bunny. So what's the plan for you? What do you see yourself with your beautiful snow bunny?
I don't know. I see myself about 2.5 feet above her, looking down, like that. That's about right. No, I'm gonna go back and meet her again. We've been talking seriously, so like next year's gonna be about execution. So me being single is gonna end. So it's either I'm gonna take one of these snow bunnies, or I'm gonna stay in Brazil for an extended period of time and get a Japanese Brazilian. It's gonna be one or the other. But I prefer a snow bunny.
But Theo, what about they're Japanese snow bunnies as well, right? Oh, but Theo, I know they are. Hafus?
Hafa?
Yeah.
No. It's a numbers game.
Oh.
It's a numbers game. Okay, so like this. Okay, so there's a lot of bombs in Ukraine, right? There's still a zillion blondes. So if I go to Ukraine, or if I go to where the refugees are, there's still zillions of blondes. If I go to Sao Paulo, go to Liberdade area, I got 1 million Japanese Brazilians, right? Like I don't go half in Tokyo. There's too rare. So particularly the white Japanese, they know they're hot. 100%. So they probably have, like, some of them have modeling contracts. Some of them have been asked to model. Some of them are dating very high level men with more money than even I've got.
Ooh.
Why compete? There's just no reason. I can just go out and get like a dark Afro Latina in Brazil who's like 162 centimeters or about 5'3", almost 5'4", and she'll make me all the food I want and all the kids I want. And it's like 10% the effort. So why would I do that?
I'm just thinking like, there's Brazilian Japanese women, bro. Just the best of both worlds. The cocoa butter, peanut butter skin, curly hair. Sorry, Happy, I'm daydreaming now. I need to stay on topic.
Well, you don't. The thing that I really like about them is that they have the Genki personality. So you two don't know Genki yet. I don't think you guys know Genki.
No.
But
what is Genki?
Genki, you're going to learn Genki. As you learn Japanese, you'll learn the word Genki, and it is a very important word. And so Japanese have this Genki personality. And when they come out, it's usually how I can tell a Japanese person. So like the last one I dated in Sao Paulo, I was at the gym. She was staring at me. She started talking. I knew she was Genki. I went right in for it. It's that fast. You're just, as you get with the Japanese people, you're going to see the Genki personality. Learn it, guys. I'm going to let that be something you learn on your own. I'm not going to take it from you. I want you to learn it.
Okay.
When I was 24 years old, I was learning all about Genki. I had learned it in the classroom, but when I was in Japan, I was like, oh, Genki. This is what Genki is. Okay, gotcha. I know. Oh, yep.
Oh, sorry, brothers.
No problem.
Being absolutely terrified. Ask me to tell you a scary story.
What the?
What?
I know. It was Siri.
Oh.
Siri.
Where's that coming from?
I started talking about Genki, and then Siri went into the Japanese mode. I was like, "What the? Are you serious?" And then they started like talking to me stuff about Japanese. I was like, "I didn't know my Japanese was that good." Okay, so anyway, yeah.
Hold on. Shout out to the great pre-order for the $10 super chat. Thank you, bro. Welcome back, bro. Where you been at, bro? I hope you're well and safe. What's your opinion about going into tech sales career versus cloud career? Which one can get you hired faster / paid? Arigato gozaimasu.
Well, a good salesman can sell anything. So knowing how to sell something is a totally different skill set, right? I mean, and ultimately, a skilled salesman can make you need to buy manure. In fact, a new refrigerator filled with manure with a monthly manure delivery. That's what a skilled salesman can do. So what I'm doing is I'm teaching how to do cloud, which is engineering. If you're doing sales, then you're going to have to be domestic. If you're doing engineering in the cloud, you could do your IP Pro. So you could do your Passport Pro. So you need to be thinking about this. What do you really want?
Okay, interesting. What do you really want with great pre-order? Let us know in the chat below, and hopefully we can help you guide to a better place. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, brother. Awesome. So, brothers, feel free to call in. We have a lot of space on the panel. Call in. Let's say we're going for half an hour more, at least, and then we'll wrap it up if it's quiet. The King Thomas is still in the building. Sorry, Thomas, carry on there. I think you were typing or writing something that's put me on mute.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I was writing new notes on Google Analytics. Sorry.
Yeah.
What do I want to say?
I'm going to have to do Google Analytics too with machine learning. There's no way getting around it.
No, the reason why IP and Theo I'm doing Google Analytics because of my last company, Appnovation. I finished the big data project. So no, this is me just saying thank you to my previous company because I learned a lot when it came to big data. So I told myself before November ends, I'm getting Google Analytics certifications.
Oh, okay. And you just do an exam?
Well, I have to do assessments, but this is online assessments, so you have to get up to 80% to pass. So
Interesting. Is that the machine learning and AI course that Google offers, or is this something different?
no, so Google Analytics, it's free. You don't need to pay for it, but you have to do assessments to pass and obtain the certifications. But for the machine learning, I think you do have to pay. I know Coursera offers it. It's called
Awesome.
it's called Google Fundamentals in Machine Learning.
Yeah, I might not. Yeah, I might have to look into that as well. If
Hmm.
Bill says that you can't get away from it, then it's probably going to come after me as well.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to do Python and Google Analytics.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
I don't see it getting away from that. And even with security, I'm gonna have to do it as well.
Hmm.
So I'm just like, okay, take drink the pill, take it. It means more nights standing up. So I'm just like, get married, make the kid. I mean, for heaven's sakes. I'm always going to be this way, so just get it done. I'm trying to get everything done the next 3 years, like that in terms of the career.
Mm, yeah, especially when I was doing my project, I used Python to create the cloud functions. So that was related to Google Analytics. So I told myself, hey, this is in demand in the market, so might as well get it straight away.
Mm. Wonderful. Good stuff, Thomas. Good stuff.
Thanks, bro. Um, so Theo, actually no, IP. I've got one question to ask you
Uh-huh.
particularly. How's the how's the tech how's the tech hub in Vancouver?
Good question, bro. So I think I dropped a Patreon video, and let me
Yes.
link that as well for the brothers as well in the chat. And I spoke to a brother who said that yeah, it's pretty strong out there in Vancouver. It's very strong out there. Yeah, he's having a great time with the woman there, also working in IT. There's always a job there for him. And he also dropped a few agencies he went through as well. So that was a very insightful Patreon. I told you I'll never let you brothers down, man. You have all the information you need on this channel to succeed. And I think it's very strong out there, to answer your question, Thomas. Very strong. There's definitely a lot of
Mm,
jobs there they're hiring. And it's easy for black men when they get the
mm.
certs to look at Vancouver, Canada as also an option to move there if you're into Asian women, Filipina, Indian, etc., etc.
IP. Now you mentioned the what do you call it? The I word, Indian. Because I know some brothers they want Indian women. Can you describe the Indian women in Canada, please?
You know what, right, brothers? You know me. I try and be as fair as possible. They're different. They're different, man. They're very attractive. They look good, but me, they're just not my preference. So if you're into Indian women, right, who want brothers, yeah, go to Vancouver. The Indian women in Vancouver are checking beyond heavy for brothers. I don't know why or what, but it's ridiculous out there. If you're into Indian women, go to Vancouver. Me, I'm not into them, so I didn't really pay them any mind out there in Vancouver. I interviewed two in Halloween, and they look nice, but I wasn't interested in taking it any further. They're checking heavy, big time.
Yeah, I mean, I would say when I was in Dallas 3 years ago, um, at the club, at the gym, there were Pakistani women
Mm,
exercising, and there was one that was just strikingly gorgeous. But she had this typical feminist problem that she wanted a black man, but she was used to dating multiple Tyrones. Like
no.
the athletic Tyrones in the gym who had like super muscles, like 10% body fat. And so she was making over $120,000 a year. And she's like, all these Tyrone guy just hit and quit it and leave me. I can't keep a guy. And I was looking at her, I was like, what a waste. Like no black man of any substance is going to marry you because you're ran through. But she was gorgeous. My goodness, like she was just strikingly hot. So, you know, I always say women, like you gotta have you can't just be like, okay, you know, I could be ran through and any black guy will date me. Nah, man, it's not like that.
Nah.
Definitely not. So yeah, they're out there in Vancouver and they got some sort of special love for brothers. But not only the Indian chicks, the Iranians there too as well. They're looking at you.
Iranians.
They're looking at you. They want you to definitely approach. Me, I was there for a short time, so I got as much content as I needed. But there's more content on Vancouver dropping in the coming days and weeks. I got a lot of intel for you brothers. But if you want to get more intel, join that Patreon Diamond tier and watch that Vancouver stream I did. I dropped last week. So hold on, Thomas. Let me bring in Mr. Irregular Data. Turn the camera off, bro. Fantastic. What's going on, Irregular Data? You're on mute, brother.
I said, I'm doing good. How are you guys doing today?
Fantastic, bro. Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic too.
Awesome, bro. Do you have any questions, Irregular Data, for Theo at all?
Theo, I just finished my SAA. I finished my CCP. I'm doing my DevOps associate. I'm gonna write the exam probably in a couple of weeks. What should be my next step after that?
You're gonna write the DevOps professional
No, associate.
There's an associate.
I think that it's.
So you're talking about developer?
Yes, developer associate. Yeah.
Okay, developer's too easy for you. You can pass it now.
Okay.
There's barely any overlap. I keep on asking people, prove me wrong. I don't see any overlap. I don't see anything big with developer. Like, so you could just, okay, you have the SAA, right?
Yeah.
You could go to the SAA through the developer course and just go to SAA. You don't need CCP.
No, okay, I did CCP. I did SAA.
Right.
So should I just go straight to
DevOps Pro?
Okay, DevOps professional. Okay.
Yeah, this is what I'm teaching in the class. So what I'm probably going to do in the class is I'm going to move it to Sunday so that the people in the UK can participate. So I'm still trying to figure out how this is going to go through, but I'm going to probably have to move DevOps to, because right now it's Thursday night. It's not going to go anymore. So that's, you know, again, that's why I'm thinking of how that's going to work.
Okay.
You're more than happy to. You're more than open to join. Are you in the Ballerica class?
Yeah, you just you added me in the group a couple weeks ago.
So I'll be teaching it from there. So yeah, I didn't have a good week, but yeah, I'll be teaching it from there.
Okay. And IP, I want to say that I sent you a DM on Patreon. I want to join the Python class. You're right. You remember.
Awesome, bro. Thank you. I'll definitely add you. If not tonight, I'll add you tomorrow morning. Definitely before we start the class, and send you all the information. Looking forward to seeing you there in the class.
Yeah.
We're gonna
what
break down.
Time is it going to be tomorrow?
Most likely 5 p.m. EST.
Okay.
Right. So after Theo's class. So it's going to be a great breakdown. Looking forward to it. And yeah. Make sure you just ask questions you need in the class. It's going to be a very simple course. And then down the line, we're going to go into advanced, intermediate, etc. But right now, simple, straight to the point. We're going to install the IDE, install Python 3, then break down different concepts of Python, do it weekly by weekly. So by the end of this year, you've got a good understanding of Python. Then next year, we can go even ham. Okay, bro?
Okay, yeah, perfect.
Fantastic. Thank you, Regular Data. Shout out to Mr. Jeremy Sears for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, bro, for the support. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jeremy Sears. Awesome. Before I bring in Monte Logic, you got any more questions in regular data? Okay. All right. Thank you, bro. Okay. Let me bring in Monte Logic. Hello, Monte. How you doing, bro?
What's up? What's up? I'm doing well. How about y'all?
I'm doing fantastic.
Doing well.
Bro.
All right.
You got any,
I like to make a shout out to Theo. I'm in Springfield, Illinois. If you want to come over to Springfield, Illinois, whenever you're Champaign, grab a beer, hang out. I'm down. But yeah, shout out Central Illinois. But anyways, I just got a couple questions and I'll be out of here.
Sure.
So yeah. My question is, okay, so like I don't want to get into like the politics or like warfare or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying? I like my question is like how do you see Ukraine being in the next couple of years without like getting into politics, but like what can we expect and like when can we open it up? When will it be open to us passport bros again? And like when that happens, what is it going to look like?
Oh, you can get to the politics. I get into the politics very much of this. So it really matters on how much support Ukraine has from the West. If NATO continues to give them arms, which it looks like they're going to, and Russia has no answer for Ukraine at this point. So Russia will be pushed out of Ukrainian land. And you can go to Ukraine right now. You don't need anything special visa. You can walk in. I wouldn't advise it because you might be bombed. But I mean, if you've got a blonde with a D cup, maybe you do it. I don't know. Would I do that? Yes. You got to think about what's best for you. Some analysts are saying that it's possible that there's going to be continuous war for the next 5 years, and Russia's just going to keep on doing it. But I don't see it because they don't have the answer for HIMARS. And you're already seeing cars, like they make cars are manufactured in Russia, but they don't have certain functions right now because they don't have the chips. So if they don't have the chips for the cars, they don't have chips for tanks. So they can't rebuild their military. Right now, Russia's military has been sent back at least 15 years. They're not coming back. Like literally, if they didn't have nukes, the United States could, like Texas by itself, could go in there through Kiev and actually take over Moscow. That's how weak Russia is right now. So we have no desire for that. We don't want the land. There's no reason we want Russia. There's none at all. Ukraine will stay now within the NATO EU geopolitical sphere, but will be culturally always linked to Russia. That's the way it's going to go. This is good. This is a good move. I just want to say this. This is very good. The reason why it's good is that Ukraine like Russia, has a culture of corruption. Both of them have a big culture of corruption, and so does Belarus. And the reason why their economies don't develop is because of this corruption. So if the EU can come in there and actually establish real democratic institutions that work, where there's actual integrity and there's less corruption, Ukraine will blossom into a normal country, as it should. That's what we want.
Yeah, I appreciate the answer, but like whenever like I hear that, like I'm worried about like maybe the EU might take away some freedoms because I hear Ukraine's like super free, so the EU's gonna like be all of the people's business.
No. What kind of freedoms do you think? What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I watch like Connor Klein's content, and like he says like it's like there's not that many laws, and like when I talk to like Ukrainian girls, they say like the police leaves you alone, but like whenever I talk to like people in like the Czech Republic, they say that it's not the same.
No. The police in Ukraine can arrest you because in your car you don't have a special kit, so you need to pay a bribe in order to get out of that situation. In Ukraine and Russia, I don't know how many times I've paid bribes to police officials. I'm used to it. I actually have a certain amount of cash on me in case I need to pay a bribe.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, I don't know why they're talking that stuff. There's no way. No. I never had problems like that in Western Europe. No, nah, man. No, it's you're in a much better situation in Western Europe in terms of that. In terms of just doing what you want, well, the amount of corruption that you have in Ukraine is pretty high. So it makes it more difficult for you to establish a business, for example. So it's not beneficial. So yeah, Ukraine needs to change.
All right, cool. This is my last question, and then I'm out of here. It's a short question. And what's your opinion on Web3?
Web3? It happens. It happens. That's more of a development point of view, front end development. I don't really care. I just think about the security on the back end. That's it. Make sure it's processed correctly. Do the plugins work? They do? Cool. It's the same infrastructure as before.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Monte Logic. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you.
No worries, bro. Shout out to Mr. Jeremy Sayers again for the £8.46 cash app. Thank you, Jeremy, for your support throughout the stream. It has been greatly appreciated. All right, we are going up to 3 hours now. So you've got 5 more minutes, brothers, to call in and ask Theo any questions, or me. If you can't call in, please cash up and super chat your question.
I agree.
Go on, Thomas.
Since you and Theo are here, I need to ask you guys about the current IT situation regarding Meta. What is going on, bro? Meta, Twitter, Microsoft, their employment freezing, especially with Meta.
Who cares? They're just doing it for their profitability. That's it. Look, after the election, so like this, what is it? This last week we had the election on the 8th in America, right? I have had my phone ring so many times for employment offers. I can't believe how many. I mean, if you're in the group, I'm talking about the companies I'm actually signing with right now. I'm doing multiples. Like, it is just insane the amount of opportunities I have right now. So I'm not even, man, no. If they're downsizing, fine. Who cares? They're not even 20% of the available jobs that are out there right now that they need filled.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy because you look at the amount of employees that became redundant. So
it's not that many. It's fine because there's so many people we need for cloud. It's just ridiculous. Like, I can't believe, like, when I was interviewing, like, they were accepting me as a lead Azure architect. I was looking at it, I was like, I'm barely an Azure architect. I mean, I'm kind of okay, but I don't see I'm a lead guy. And they're like, yeah, you're like the best one we can get on the market right now. And I was like, if that's true, the market sucks. All right, because I'm not that good. I'm much better at AWS. So I just want to say, like, yeah, they don't have enough engineers, straight out. It is your market. So if they're fine, you shouldn't even care about it. It should be like, don't. There are so many jobs out there, man. Thomas, just learn Python properly. Do your Google Analytics, make some money. When I fly over to Europe, I'm going to fly over to London, stick over there. I'm going to find you, kidnap you, and take you to Japan, all right?
Please do.
Okay.
I'll pack a bag for myself.
Okay. And then I know where the Blasians are in Tokyo. I'm going to send you right about that area. I'm going to tie you up and say, tribute. There you go. Tribute from the UK. And that's it. They could do with you what they want. And I'll just go back to, I'll fly back to Slovakia and Ukraine and go with my blondes. How's that?
That sounds like a great deal. I got my new passport, so. Oh, good. No, what I'm doing now, yeah, I'm just like almost finished with one Google Analytics certification. So once I get those certs out of the way, I'll carry on banging out AWS SAA.
So what Google search do you have so far?
0, which is why I'm getting the Google Analytics certs.
We're friends on Facebook, aren't we?
Yes.
I'll send you the test preps for Google. I have more than one dump. I'll send it over to you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's fine. Yeah, you're definitely gonna need them. Yeah, you'll be fine.
But isn't GCP like the weakest compared to like AWS and Azure?
But if you're gonna be running analytics, it's the best.
True. Yeah. True.
So this is how I look at it. If you need to run like Microsoft SQL, and if you have a heavy AD environment, Azure, that's your cloud. If you want to do cloud commerce, you want to sell something quick, AWS. And if you want to do analytics, you're doing GCP.
Yep. Awesome.
That's where they're best. Yep.
It's better way, even for big data.
Yeah. I would rather do big data in GCP than Azure.
Even AWS, because I know AWS has Redshift, which is used for business intelligence.
I would rather do GCP.
Okay.
Because those guys, I've seen so many Hadoop questions and Hadoop situations with GCP as compared to AWS. So, might as well.
All right. Thanks, Theo.
No problem.
Awesome. Thank you, Theo. And thank you, Thomas. So, Ifran, can you turn your camera on in the background, please? So I know you are a brother and not a troll. Ifran, I see you in the background there. Can you turn your camera on, please? Yep, you are a brother. Thank you very much, bro. Turn your camera off, please. Turn your camera off, bro. Or if you want it on, give me a thumbs up. It's up to you, brother. Awesome. Let me bring in Mr. Ifran. Hey, Ifran, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic, brother. Fantastic. Do you have any questions for Theo, Ifran?
Yes, I have a question. So, currently, recently, I just finished my courses in IT last month. Now, like I'm looking for like work in the IT field, and right now it's like pretty tough because my resume is kind of weak right now.
Stop. What courses did you finish?
I was doing this. Sorry, I stutter a bit too, so give me a second to gather my thoughts.
It's okay.
No worries, bro.
Okay. This company called Merit America is what it's called.
Okay.
Merit America.
Okay.
What course did you do, bro?
Coursera.
Okay, but what specifically? Was it a CompTIA? Was it Security Plus, M Plus? Break it down for us. But what actual course did you do in Coursera?
It was more of I believe it was just like these like different modules. It was like it was bytes and bits, like networking. It was.
Do you have the name? Sorry, bro. Do you have the name of the course? Was it like CompTIA N Plus, Network Plus? Was it CompTIA Security Plus? Was it Google Analytics on Coursera? What was the name of these courses, bro? Don't go into the modules. Go into the name of the courses in general. What did you do on Coursera? The name of the course specifically.
The name of the course is called the Google IT Professional Certification.
Oh dear, I know that one.
Yeah,
Not good.
that took roughly 12 weeks for me, like to like complete that.
Okay.
And
Did you get the certification?
yes. I got all 7 certifications through the modules.
Okay, so what certs do you have?
Let me pull up my resume real quick. I got the bits and bytes networking. I have the troubleshooting certification.
With whom?
Google.
With
So I know that course. Sorry. So basically, it's a Google IT support professional cert, right? Is that what you're referring
yes,
to, bro? So that's essentially an IT help desk cert, if I'm not mistaken. Now I'm on it right here, and you learn about stuff in regards to IT help desk, technical support, operating systems. This is basically a plus CompShare, but repackaged by Google. What's your thoughts about that, Theo?
Well, this is the curse of CompTIA, that you can't do anything. This is the problem with it.
Mm,
So you get this situation in which you're like, what do I do? This is why I'm against CompTIA, because you can't do anything with it when you finish it. You're sitting there like, what do I do? And you don't have the skills to do something basic. And so then you have to go and actually take the real course in order to learn something. This is, again, I pull my hair out over CompTIA. I've been doing it for years. So basically, I mean, you can join my class if you want to. Or, I mean, you can definitely apply to do AWS. But the problem that you have right now is that you took a course, but you can't describe what you can do.
mm.
So that means when you're in an interview, they don't know how to listen to you. The company won't know how to talk with you. And if they don't know how to talk with you, you're not going to get the job.
got you. So should so should I practice more like my like my interview skills and like my resume and
Join Theo's course. Bro,
Take my course, and then take
Go on.
IP's course with Python, because then you're actually going to learn something.
okay, all right.
Yeah, because looking at the criteria for the Google IT support professional certificate, this is help desk stuff, bro, and we want to punch above help desk and IT support. You know, it says you learn about IT security, system administration, operating systems, technical support, and all that will get you a job within, let's see, troubleshooting, IT support specialist, IT technician. No, bro, we want to make sure you're more specialized and not these generic IT help desk support stuff. We're past that, bro. So I'd say join Theo's course and join my Python course on the Patreon, and that's a lot more valuable than the Google stuff.
Okay.
Because if it's just support, that's a really basic job. You're not talking about $100,000 a year. Like, that's something an Indian can do in India. Yeah. You're not in a good position. That's a death sentence.
Oh,
So, I mean, it's cute and everything. I mean, congratulations, you did it. Okay, good. Now let's do something real. You should do AWS, but also continue with GCP, actual engineering professional. I think that's what it's called. Actually, get that cert as well. But that's actually a hardcore cert. You're at a too low of a level. You're outsourceable.
okay. That makes sense, yeah, because of like the different levels of like of IT and like tech support, or not tech support, but just like the career levels, pretty much.
Tech support is even saturated, bro. Like Theo said, Indians, they can outsource it. So you need to go into fields where you're so specialized that they can't really outsource it. And if they did outsource it, that's a security concern.
This is something I emphasize very highly in the class. So the difference between a red ocean and a blue ocean. So the IT support with Google is a red ocean job. And a red ocean means there's a lot of competition, there's blood in the ocean, and you're going to lose your job. So somebody's going to eat you. That means your job's going to be outsourced to India. So you don't want to be there. You want to be in a blue ocean, and that's where you do your specialty. There's very little competition. You can do what you want. There's no blood in the water. So you might feel proud of yourself for actually getting that. I mean, I understand that. I mean, that's cool, but that doesn't translate to getting a job in a blue ocean. You're very much red ocean. I guarantee you. I mean, I'll make it very easy. An Indian right now who can barely speak English would be able to explain Google IT support better than you. And he's going to come for your job, and he'll do it for $2,000 a month in the United States. That means you're out.
Wow.
Yeah, you're not in a position. You can barely explain what you're doing. So you join my class. I'll teach you how to do cloud for real. Then you can use some of this support. You can go AWS and GCP, which is what I'm teaching as well, and then learn how to talk, learn how to actually do it. But that's how my lessons are designed, so that you have to talk about like networking and cloud, so that you don't graduate and then you can't speak about what you're doing. If you can't produce language, an interviewer won't know how to talk with you. You're dead.
Yeah.
So that's the way I work.
Okay. Well, I will definitely do that. Thank you. I appreciate the advice.
No problem.
No problem, bro. No problem. And the reason why, the cloud fraud is good is because bear in mind that cloud has a lot of employee data on there. And if you outsource that, it's a security concern and a lot of regulations in the US, PCI, DSS, HIPAA. You can't really outsource stuff like that because there's so many employee data and customer data on there. So when you specialize in that, there'll always be a job for you in the States or in these Western countries where they can't really outsource it to India. It makes no sense. So your field's right, you're in a good space here. Join his class, join my class, and hopefully next year we'll get you on 6 figures, bro. Okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Irfan. Thank you, brother. So I'm ready to you too, bro. I'm ready to super chats and we're gonna wrap it up. Shout out to Mr. the Maverick Amaris for the 35 South African currency. Thank you, bro, for the support. My focus is on Python and AWS with machine learning specialty. That Japanese citizenship will be mine against all odds. The other foreign babes can wait until then. Wonderful.
You could do Python, AWS, and ML. I mean, I definitely support you there. Japanese citizenship, you're not going to get that. No. I mean, that's extremely difficult to get. You have to do a specific petition to the government. Let me just say this. One of my friends was born in Japan, and it wasn't until he was 40 years old that they allowed him to have Japanese citizenship.
Wait, Theo. Why is it so difficult to obtain a Japanese citizenship?
Because you're not Japanese.
Well, besides that, like, what?
No, that's the reason. They want Japanese people to be Japanese. Like, that's it. So if you're Brazilian Japanese, boom, you got it. All right? But your Japanese citizenship is for people with Japanese blood. You don't have Japanese blood, you're not Japanese. It's totally different from the American way. You're born in American land, whoo, yeah, got a gun for you. Okay, apple pie, okay? Like, we got some turkey, we're good. Now it's not how the Japanese are. They're like, okay, you have no Japanese blood? You speak Japanese perfectly. You have education in Japan. You've been here 30 years, but you have no Japanese blood, right? Okay, you're not Japanese.
Oh.
That's it.
The only way I have to do this is if I have to do an ancestry test. I swear, IP, if I am the descendant of Yasuke, the Black Samurai, I'm calm.
I guarantee you, even he wasn't Japanese. They looked at him and they said, okay, you're samurai, but you're not Japanese. We're keeping your eye on you. We understand you're with us. You can fight against people. We're cool with you, but you're not Japanese. That's how they are. That's fine. Because you're like Because you're like, fine, I'm screwing your woman. You're like, okay, yeah, you're screwing one of our women. Okay, that's fine. But you're not Japanese. Like, all right. So then you make kids, and they're like, okay, your kids have half Japanese blood. Maybe we can accept them as Japanese. But only them, not you.
But
That's
if
how
you're
they are.
married to a Japanese lady, can you get citizenship through that?
Not
Yeah.
really.
Oh,
I mean, it's hard. It's possible, but it's not a guarantee. You have to do a special application, and then really ask. But we're talking like okay, even like Tony Berry, right? So this is his third wife. He has 2 kids, and he's going to go back there and own land. And he's going to like he's been in Japan for a long time. Him getting citizenship, forget it. Nah, he'd have to be there another 20 years. Maybe they give it to him. I doubt he'll get it. Nah, man.
Well, you can get. So what do you have? Do you have permanent residency then? I'm guessing.
Permanent residency, yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll give that to you. Yeah. But permanent residency is it's more of an administrative thing. It's more like this. Hey, look, we don't want to see you anymore in immigration. We're tired of seeing you. Like every year or every 3 years you come here for a renewal. Okay, we're done with you. We understand. You know the process. Did you pay your taxes? Yes. Okay. Get out of here. Just pay us a fee and get out. We're done. That's permanent residency. So you can't vote. Can't vote.
You can't vote.
No, you can't own land either.
what?
No. No.
Can you own a house?
No, you cannot.
So I have to
Oh.
rent throughout my time in Japan.
That's not worth it.
Oh man, Theo, please.
Remember that woman on your stream? Remember that woman on that stream?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's worth it for her. You just get her, and then you make your kids in Japan, and then you're like, okay, like I'm at $200,000 a year. I'm going to go back someplace else. You're like, okay, you go to another country. You know? Or go to Canada or something like that. It's fine. And you keep on going with your family, and you're fine. That's it. You got a big house, and boom.
Yeah, I think because obviously if you can't buy a property yourself in Japan, obviously you want a property be in your name as a man, but you got to buy it for your wife. She has control over you. I ain't doing that, bro.
What? No, but that's the way it is. If you have to have, yeah, that's right. So that's also there's a whole slew of this stuff with Japan. Just the way it works. But they do this to make sure that foreigners don't control them, and I'm fine with it. I don't have no problem. Because they're like, okay, we'll make sure that foreigners don't control us. But by the way, our girls want you first. Okay, like that's a fair trade-off. That's fine. I don't care. In America, you can buy this land, but you have to date Keisha. No, thank you. I'm done. Nah, come on, bro. I mean, come on. Let's be honest. Let's be realistic about that. So I just say again, man. Look, you gotta have a heart. I would say like what's his name again? The Maverick Morist. I know who you are. I'm just using your handle. Go for permanent residency in Japan. You can do a lot with that. And but if I were you, if I were going to change the passport, I'd get a Brazilian. That's so much easier to get.
Oh wait. Sorry, Aki. So yeah, what is the benefit of being a permanent resident in Japan? What are the benefits?
You don't have to go around with your gaijin card. I had this happen. Okay, so if you're a foreigner in Japan, at all times you have to keep your ID. So you have to either have your foreigner registration card or you have to have your passport. And if you don't, then they can legally take you into the police office and do things to you. Yeah, they can. They don't. You have no right to resist a search either. So, like, the police could get really like pretty, I don't know, medieval on you. But if you have a permanent resident, you don't have to carry that. So you could be like, look, I'm a permanent resident. I don't care. You're not searching me. I don't have to hold it. And the police have to say, okay. I happened to me one time. Other things is that it's easier to get jobs to some degree. You know, the process for getting jobs is easier. You just say like, I have HUK and I have like permanent resident, and they're like, okay, good. That's about it. You don't have to go do immigration renewal every year or every 3 years. About it.
Awesome.
Oh,
Awesome.
another thing too. When you go into immigration, I forgot about this. Okay, when you're going in Narita, you're going back into the country. You're going back and forth, right? There's 20 lanes for foreigner for entry. So 10 lanes are for Japanese people and 10 lanes are for foreigners. But there's a lane 21, and lane 21 is for PR. So if you go in there with that PR, you get expedited process through immigration at the airport.
Awesome. Thank you, Theo. Shout out to Mr. Maurice Phillips for the $99 super chat. Thank you, bro. Hey, Theo. When studying for new certs, just how many hours a day do you put aside for studying? I have my cloud practitioner, and I'm currently studying for my SAA on my own.
Just you put as many hours as it takes for you to pass it. It just matters on how much passion you've got. That's all. That's all I can say. So just I'd say 2 or 3 hours a day. Just at least do that.
Awesome.
Hold on, Chad the Great. I gotta understand this. Look, guys, you guys are trying to figure out different ways of buying land or apartments in Japan. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna go through some sort of technicality on this. Don't think about this. Please stop doing this. I don't even know why you're doing it. An apartment is land. A condo is land. That's how they're going to look at it. It's a land asset. So you don't have the right to buy that asset. It's just the way the Japanese are. So if you go in there, let's say you have cash. Let's say you have $1 million cash. You say, I want to buy this condo. They're going to look at you and say, you're a foreigner. You don't have the legal right to do it. So that you say, look, I have permanent residency. I want to do this. They'll say no. And they have the legal right to do that.
Awesome. Thank you very much for breaking that down. I kind of respect that. You know, they don't want foreigners to take over their country, and hopefully, you know, Africa and the Caribbean, you know, they take after that, you know, and make sure that Black people run Africa and the Caribbean and certain parts of South America. You know, I respect that, to be honest. Awesome. So, Theo, thank you very much for coming on here. Let me go for everyone for their last closing statement. Thomas Jab, any closing statements, brother?
Great live stream. Thanks, Big Brother Theo, for your great advice, your great wisdom, and this is this is one of your best live streams, the educational live streams. When it comes to IT, because it's very motivating. You know, I'm currently studying right now. I'm going to make a routine. After I'm done Google Analytics, I'm going to focus more on AWS SAA because I want to upskill myself, get that big money. But yeah, thanks IP, man. Another classic.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Thomas. Appreciate you, bro. Before I read the super chat, go to Theo. So I've seen those who have DM'd me on Patreon. I will accept you in the morning, Europe time. I'm super tired now, so allow me to wake up in the morning early in Europe, and I'll definitely accept you in the Facebook group, okay? So please be patient with me. Shout out to Mr. Ben, Oyasuminasai, Ben for the $199 super chat. Theo, who you recommend on Udemy for cybersecurity?
You want to do cybersecurity? I recommend using ISC Squared. These are books. I recommend actually buying a book and reading it. That's how you do cybersecurity. I mean, really, what I'm trying to get at you at is you're not going to get this on an easy way on security. Security is hard, so you actually have to work on it. Udemy is just one tool. Study anything you want, but in order to actually do security, you need to buy books. Don't think about this as being an easy process. You're going to be buying books. I don't, how many security books do I have here? It's all over the place. So, yeah, you got to think about this long-term career.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Theo, for answering that. So, Theo, do you have any closing statements yourself, bro?
Myself?
Yes.
No, I had a great time. This was fun. I'm glad that we had this opportunity to talk and talk about the class. Look, guys, my class is fun. It's very effective. It will give you the skills necessary for you to get into cloud and actually get 6 figures. But you're going to have to do the work. And I make you do work with other people. I make you collaborate. But I want to make sure that you're ready from day one and ready to go in. So definitely join. Again, remember, it is free. You do have to buy a course from Udemy, and you have to buy a course. You have to buy a book from what is it? Amazon. This is the book you have to buy from Amazon right here. And all of this information is in the group registration. So it's not hard. There's no gotchas. There's no like, okay, after 2 weeks you have to pay me $500 now. No, just keep on going. No, the gotchas is going to be like after 6 weeks you got to do an ASG, and that you're going to figure out the horror of an ASG. Yeah, that'll be that'll be fun. Guys, I really want to see you in there, and I hope that you guys all join. If you guys don't join, oh well, I hope to see you guys later on. And to my students, hey, it's been a pleasure teaching you. I hope you guys continue on with SAA, and I hope you guys are very successful in your careers. It's definitely fun teaching.
Awesome.
That's it for me.
Thank you, Theo. Have a great day over there in the States, and we'll speak soon, okay, bro?
Yep, see you.
See you, bro. Thank you very much. Awesome. So, Rhythm Harris, I'm going to end the stream now. Sorry, bro. I apologize, bro. Okay, sorry, bro. It's getting a bit late. So thank you to all those who have called in today, who have cash apped, who have super chat. Greatly appreciate. Please make sure to like the video. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe and you hit the notification bell to always and all notifications. So whenever I drop a post / video, you get updated or notified. I expect to see you brothers in Fields class. I expect to see you brothers in Fields class very soon, starting on November the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, Theo. And I expect to see a lot of you brothers in my Python class on Sunday, tomorrow, okay? We're going ham in the last 2 months, okay? So please be prepared, be focused, if you're serious about, living that passport bro lifestyle like Theo and doing great things, IT is the best way forward for remote working and changing your life. Okay, we want to see more Black men, more brothers do well and live great lives. Okay, so be easy, watch the channel, be motivated, and everything will be good. Okay, so again, thank you very much. You know where to reach out to me. I'll post a link to all my socials again before I end the stream. Okay, the Patreon's here, the Twitter is here as well. Okay, my Facebook group is here as well. You got to be a part of the Patreon to be accepted in the Facebook group. I must add, I've got Discord server too. You got to be a part of the Patreon to join the Discord server. Make sure you subscribe to my new channel, International Passport Clips, to see vlogs of me traveling all around the world. Okay, and here's a link to my Cash App. Okay, and my Instagram. Okay, there's been a classic live stream. Thank you very much, brothers. Thank you to Theo and all the brothers who called in. And I will see you brothers on my next video. Okay, thank you.